You'd think they'd lose a few if Bunners doesn't go on, which would free up a bit. But you're right, you've got to have.
Like you're talking Luke Dalhouse, you're talking Mawson if he's going to play.
There's 4 and 5 pointers.
Easy each, and they're sitting at 43 or 46. Now you take whoever out of that side.
Yep.
Yukiba Miriam.
Well, they're 1 pointers because they didn't play. They didn't play
for years. All right. Well, I'm just saying, who do you take out of that side that are not Bunsworth been there for years now, or 3 or 4, so he's nearly a 1 pointer. And you go through their list. How do you get these players in with? Even if they're dropping 1 point spot.
I know what you mean, mate. Especially if you're bringing in 6. If you're bringing in 6 players who are 2 point, 3 point, 4.
Well, they're going to be minimum 3-4.
Yeah.
But we're not talking finals here. We're talking about bringing maybe 3 or 4 blokes in
to be competitive.
To be competitive each week and get off the bottom and who knows, finish 7th, 8th, 9th. 10th.
Well, they've already won a game this season, so they've improved from where they have been. But as I said, it's still that next step that they need to take. And this is what we keep talking about week in, week out. How do they then get, if they go out and say, look, we want to get this player in, and he can bring 4 or 5 with him, and they're going to bring us an extra 20 points. Gee, I don't know.
Well, that knocked that on the head. Mitch reckons Mawson's going to Thompson like everybody else.
Thompson must have 600 points, surely. Surely, but that is the thing. Though we've spoken about it. I mean, the salary cap you can't do anything about because you just can't have. But you can give point space to sides. They already do it. There's, I think every every side where Jaden's playing these days, but they're I think 42 is the minimum. They're not 40. They're 42 there. So
Anarchy already went with 46
or so on North Geelong. I think Balpo's still on 40. They've got 42, haven't they, at the moment?
No, they wouldn't.
Well, can you push them out to 50?
Yep.
Which I think should happen.
You can.
Because, what this point system is supposed to do is equalise.
That's right.
And if they've got 46, and we said, like, with the side they got, you can give them as many as they want and it won't help. But if you push them out to 50, it gives them a spot for 1 or 2 extra players. As I say, they're not going to be world beaters.
Well, it might give them a spot for 3 or 4 because if the other blokes hang around, they lose a point and suddenly you've got 22 players who drop a point.
Well, you don't want too
many. Well, not 22. You've probably got 8 players who drop a point.
Yeah, but you don't want too many hanging around.
No, I know.
Because they haven't performed. They haven't been good enough.
No. But you still need 22 to start a game, mate.
Yeah, and unfortunately, some of these blokes that they've brought in at the start are 3-pointers. But unfortunately, they play like 1-pointers. That's been their problem. But as I say, just to be competitive, push them out to 50 and see how they go.
Well, the other side of the spectrum, lads, obviously Thompson will win that game. The other side of the spectrum is what we see here. Bannockburn running against Corio. Bannockburn at 26 points out of 40. And when Reece Conker plays, they go to 32. So, it's a difference when you've got that junior structure. And I know Anarchy are working hard to get their junior structure back. I think they've got under 18s this year, which is fantastic. But you go to Bannockburn who are running out 26 points or 20. What have they got today, Dale?
Yeah, 26
points today. So you've got 4 blokes that are over 1 point.
Yeah, well, they've got the benefit of having a very, very good junior.
That's what I said. And Anarchy have got under 18s this year, which is a good step. So, on to today's game, lad. How do we see this one panning out? A little bit overcast here. They're saying rain this afternoon. The reserves Bannockburn was 14-5-99, defeating Corio 6-5-41. What do you think, Grub, in today's game, my friend?
Look, I don't think Corio can beat Bannockburn at this stage. Bannockburn are going to play finals. Corio have won 4 or 5 games. Even at the Devils playground, I just don't think they can beat them. And I think we'll all be pretty unanimous on that. A lot of it just goes to see how much they have improved and how much effort they're going to give. If I was Darren Bennett, I'd be saying, right, this is our grand final. No matter who we play next week, we're in front of the cameras, we've got the match of the round. Let's just go out and give everything we've got and at half-time be in the game. And I think they can maybe do that, but I think as the game goes on, I'm pretty sure Bannockburn will pull away and win reasonably well. But if the rain does come, that might keep the scores a little bit closer. But I think it's all about Corio. Bannockburn, I think they realise they're going to win and they're going to play finals. But Corio themselves, I think they've got something to prove. It's all right to say we went all right, played 4 or 5 games, they've copped a couple of thumpings. I just think it's all about them today and just see how they go under the pressure that Bannockburn will put under them. There's no doubt about that. Look, Destin Burns has been a very, very good player for them. Jelinek up forward. So their forwards are going okay. Down back, young Doyle's done pretty well. Jack Hall's been a good player. They've got the best player in the competition in Joel Bennett. Toby Bennett's had a sensational year, and I'd be very surprised if he wasn't close to making the team of the year on the back line. He's been very, very good. So they've spread it out. It's not the Joel Bennett show anymore. They've spread it out. They've got on-ball covered. Their forwards are okay. Their back strike pretty hard. I just don't think they've got the class to beat Bannockburn, but let's just hope that they really put in a great effort and be very, very competitive against a final side.
Dale.
See it pretty much the same way, Spider. As I said, it's
would.
been pretty impressive with what they've been able to achieve. As I said, 5 games, I think, is what they're on at the present time. But having said that, they have given themselves a lot more opportunities this year because they've actually been staying in games well and truly after half-time, because usually they get to half-time and then they've been able to fall away. They're putting a good list of young players together. They'll spend some time with each other for the next couple of games, then obviously hopefully get away, maybe able to drag a few more people into their side and their squad now, because they're actually showing some results, and as we know, they're on-field and off-field are both progressing really well. So they're heading in the right direction. Have they then got the motivation to keep themselves in pushing for today's game? I think so, because they still don't want to fall off in the last couple of games. They want to show that they're still a bit of a force and can play some good footy. We watched Inverleigh, or didn't see Inverleigh, Bannockburn last week. We saw Bannockburn 2 weeks ago against East Geelong. They threatened East Geelong a couple of times, as we spoke about, but East Geelong seemed to have their measure. I think that would change today if they put enough pressure on the Corio side. They'll probably force their way through them and be able to score. I think Bannockburn win the game of footy. I'm looking at around about the 30-point mark, but I'm sort of hoping that they get a bit more of a challenge from Corio today, because, as I said, they need the contest to going into the next couple of games. So really looking forward to the game of footy this afternoon.
Yeah, look, I'd probably see it the same way. Obviously, Bannock have got, you'd say, more to play for leading the finals. They don't want to drop these games, and we've seen them against Belpost still a few weeks ago, and they were really, really good. They dismantled Belpost still, and then we seen them the next week against East Geelong, and the same thing happened to them. They said they sort of half threatened, but just East Geelong just shut them down completely and locked them out of the game. You said Corio, the ball doesn't come into their forward line like it used to. There's no you don't see many coast to coast goals here anymore. You said Burns, Jelenic, these sort of blokes, they're bigger bodies, and they fight to keep the ball in, which is probably the big improvement. Talked to Nathan Kenyon before. Obviously, he's out with a knee, so he's sitting on the bench and doing a bit of coaching. And he just said, they're trying different things because they're still looking to build for next year. They're trying different things, putting different blokes through the midfield in different positions, just to try and see how that system works. So I'll be interested to see what happens today. But the rain is just starting to fall. Slight bit of drizzle. It's one of those ones, either pee down or pee off. So it might be a little bit greasy early, but I think it'll be a cracking game. Rain goes away, and I think Corio will be right in. It's probably up to about three-quarter time. The game might break open after that.
I just hope that Bannockburn put Elzinger back forward this week. It was against East. I reckon he played a lot through the midfield. I don't know whether they took away one of their avenues to goal by having him that far up the ground and not constantly through the forward line, because, as I said, when he does find the football in their forward half, he's pretty reliable around what the goals and what he can do. So he'd be the one bloke that I would like to see a bit more up forward. Again, they've just got to make sure that they ruck-wise, they're going to rely on Mitchy Hammond again, and as long as he can compete in the middle, then he does the good things that allows them to leave Fulton at full forward, where he can be a real pain in anyone's backside. It doesn't matter who you're playing against. So they got some work to be doing, and as I said, Callum Hetherington didn't play last week, comes back into their side, so they get another tall back in. Again, Corio have been doing some good work down back, so they could make it very interesting.
I disagree with that. I know what Ronnie's doing. He coaches for these kids at times more than the Bannockburn football side. And the reason that Liam Elzinger plays up the ground is for Liam Elzinger, not for Bannockburn. So I agree with you that for Bannockburn to perform, which will happen in finals, that he probably has to play down there, but you've got to teach him how to play the on-ball role as well for when he plays football later on. And Ronnie, that's what Ronnie, when Ronnie first come with Jackie Broman and that, his whole idea was to make sure that the kids are coached properly. And I think that's the reason you'll see Liam up the ground to try and, give him another string to his bow when he goes on in further.
There's nothing wrong with doing that, Grub, but no. I'm just saying there is a time factor that you can put into that. As I said, I still think that he would have been a better option than going from a wing. I don't know where their rotation went through. I know it's come from bench to wing to, I'm not too sure where the other third party come in last week or the 2 weeks back. But again, that's why I reckon he in that third option, if they had to play the third option from forward pocket, he's then that option. So he gets a taste of mid.
I agree.
Yep.
But that's for Bannockburn.
Yep.
This is for Liam Elsie and young Hose and those blokes.
Yeah, but again, you don't throw them out there and leave them out there when they're.
Why not? I would.
Well, instead they're running their heads in circles. I know he still found the footy. I'm not saying he didn't play a ball game.
He'll learn doing that.
But I'm just thinking, it doesn't matter where you play your football, you will get value from the kids. And he was just one from me that I thought if they had to play him more against each along up forward, it may have given that extra string that they probably didn't quite have.
They probably did. But I've got this funny feeling this kid might go higher than GDFL. So as many strings to his bow. I tell you another thing. Right,
he's a good size too. Like you see, beside him,
and he's still growing.
Bloody hell.
Linda Bennett is going on holidays to America for 3 or 4 weeks, right? And she said to Darren, "Well, you've got to come too." This is a bit later in the year. He said, "I can't do that." He said, "I've got pre-season training." How keen's that? I mean, I know we're at GDFL level. We're not AFL, but this bloke's treating it like it is. GFL, AFL, because he's that committed to this football club, and that's the reason. One of the reasons I want to see Corio do well, for the effort that people like him put into a football club.
All right, we might go to the studio and get a few sponsors breaks, pay a few bills. Steelo, if you're there, mate.
Well, there he is.
Okay. I won't worry about saying who listen to. Wow.
Fucking hell. Good on you, Steelo.
Love it. That'd be great if that happened. That'd be great, Randy, if that happened. Oh, boy. You're right. How do you fit him in and how do you...
Because Dell's playing with some bloke that used to play at Werribee, isn't he? Dell playing with some bloke that used to play... Well, he played at Footscray. The bloke that's coaching where he said Hoppers or wherever he's playing.
Point cool.
Who coaches them? Someone Smith?
Clay.
And we are back here at Recharge Oval. Umpires, players, everyone set in position, just waiting for the clock to kick over 2 o'clock.
While we're waiting for that spot, if you don't mind, the umpires today are Kane Brooks, Nicholas Clark, Benjamin Peeler. Now, we've had Nicholas Clark, and he's done a pretty good job last time we had him, but I haven't seen these other two young blokes, so let's hope they give us a great display of umpiring today.
Beautiful, mate, beautiful. They don't look too young. One of you looks younger, the other two don't look too young to me, mate.
I was going to say,
maybe they're young to you, Grubby, not to me.
I forgot.
Yeah, he is getting a bit old, Grub.
I forgot me good glasses. I can't see past the boundary line. So you're not going to believe it, but some of me special comments today will be just made up rubbish.
Well, good to see one thing won't change on this broadcast. Just waiting for the siren to go. Then we'll hand over to the golden tonsils of Dale Smith. Away you go, my friend.
Well, mate, the umpire has put the ball in the air, and he has said, let's get this rock and rolling. Ball in the middle of this time. Green gets the ball down, comes down, picked up out there. So Corio through the middle of the ground, picked up that were large, got the handball outside. Ball goes back into their half line. Kefe runs towards the ball, can't pick the ball up cleanly. Coming the other way is Spiller. He gets the handball out the back, got support there from Osborne. His kick was smothered. He tries to go back after it again. The ball is still sitting with underneath a group of players that comes out. I think that was Connor Jervis who got the ball, kicks round the boundary line back towards centre wing. Mark has been taken out there by Doyle. So Doyle had a good season for the Corio side. Kick was intercepted there by Robinson, got the handball out, was going to give it, but then decided to go on the boot towards centre wing out in front. The mark not taken, so again backed in the hands of Doyle once again, able to get around, handballs over the top. Kefi again once they put his teammate under a bit of pressure. Elziger comes to the contest, gets tackled and taken over the line. Umpire says let's have it back. We'll have a ball in which will take place just forward of Corio centre wing.
They put themselves under pressure that time, Smithy.
They did. So the ball thrown back in. This time Hammond just puts the fist to the ball. Green does the same. Goes straight back towards Hammond. Now ball runs back into the centre half forward position. Running after it is there Bennett. He picks the ball up, looking for his left foot. Goes by hand though. Has support now. They run from the half back line. A little bit of time and space. Ball goes in towards centre wing, but coming up. And the mark has been taken by Beardsall. Doesn't waste any time. Goes back into the middle of the ground. And we'll find Battaglia. So this is Tristan. Both boys in the side this afternoon. Goes quickly to their forward line. Mark not taken. Yes, it is. It's a good take out there. And that was Jelinek, and he will take the mark and relieve some pressure for Corio. Transfers play back to the clubroom side of the ground. Good kick. Taylor led under the ball. Out the back. Bowden was there. Ball gets past him. A little bit of a race on out there on the boundary line. Umpire says the ball has gone over the boundary line. Let's have a throw in. Actually, it was out in the full, was it?
Yeah, I think it was just kicked.
Must have been a touch on the boot. So it's going to be a Bannockburn free kick, and we'll go to Ryan Bowden. So he is again defensive side of centre wing for Bannockburn. A player inside Clifton hasn't gone there as yet. Goes short towards Peters, and that was now a ball on Kunchka. Has got the hands on knees again. Gets the handball out. Tried to go to Elzinger. Was intercepted. Ball is in dispute when the umpire says, no, let's have it back with myself. A ball up will take place. Again, this time on centre wing. Again, that far side of the ground. Spider, have a go, see if he can bring it back this side.
Ruttman go at it. Green takes it out. He's given away a free kick for a push. Advantage is given. Handball through the middle. Goes to Osborne. Osborne looking forward. Nice kick out in front there. Ball bouncing along. Hetherington finally picks it up. Goes one way, goes the other. Gets around his opponent. Centres the ball. Looks for a teammate and finds Kunchka about 25 metres out directly in front. So for the first score for the day.
The coach got to send the runner out straight away and say, son, when a bloke's going around you like that, you do not watch the ball, you watch the body.
Watch the hips.
Because he really should never have got back around him in that situation.
No, and he did it pretty easily, didn't he?
Yeah, he's got to watch the body, and he probably would have been able to tackle him.
So Josh Kunchka, 25 out, pretty much directly in front. Kicks it, hooked it to the right a little bit, but it's gone through the middle for the first goal to the Bannockburn side. Bannockburn 1 straight, leading Corio yet to score. We've gone 3.5 minutes. Fairhaven Home's first quarter scoreboard.
Well, then that's going to be the tale of today's game, I think. Corio having a red-hot go, but Bannockburn just have got that little bit of extra class. When they got the footy then, they disposed of it beautifully and finished up in a nice goal.
It said good play, though. Like, you know, it could have blazed away. Just looked up, found the option. I thought he was going for Battaglia first, but went straight over his head, and Kunchka took a nice mark in front of Toby Bennett.
Well, you're doing special comments as well now, mate.
Absolutely. I did it last week, mate. I'm sorry, I'm still in mode. Anyway, ball back in the middle now. Hammond and Green go at it. Green wins that one down to Hall. Hammond's still fighting for the ball. Picked up now, or that might be a free kick for too high for to young Liam Elzinger.
He paid hold the ball for the one before.
Anyway, advantage has been taken. Ball goes deep in the forward line for Bannockburn. Kunchka trying to kick it off the ground now, shepherding for Hetherington again. Hetherington picks the ball up, turns around, gets around him again, but has run out of room. Deep in the forward pocket for Bannockburn. So, nearly did the same thing again there, Grub.
Yeah, exactly. They've got to be careful of that. They've got to just keep continually putting pressure on all day.
So the ball comes in now, Hetherington up against Green. Green wins the tap out a long way, but only as far as Nick Peters, who throws it on the left boot. The ball is punched over the line there by the Corio defence, and we'll have another ball in. 4.5 minutes, Fairhaven Homes first quarter. Boundary up by Brendan Hetherington and Green to do the ruck work again. Green wins on at the back, particularly punches it back forward again. No clear possession yet. Hetherington now picks the ball up, gets the handball into Nick Peters. Peters looking at his options, swing around the left, goes in short, looking for and finding Hetherington again. He's been in a lot of play so far down forward.
Now, I said this the other week, and we'll get the answer right here. Is it Battaglia or Battaglia? There you go. There you go, boys.
That's a lot easier for me to say.
There you go, boys.
All right, Callum Hetherington, deep in the forward pocket here, having a shot at goal. He's not kicked that well at all. Doyle has floated into the goal square and taken a relieving mark for Corio. Chips the ball out quickly to White. Mitch White gets the handball over the top to Ash. Ash gets around the opponent and then goes long down the line, looking for Toby Bennett. Bennett flies, brings the ball to ground. Picked up there nearly by Ash, but Peters gets it and moves it forward. Kick forward by Osborne. Bouncing ball, stays in play for now. Running onto it. Fulton handballs the ball over. Looking for Battaglia. Missed him. Handball out for Cry. Lands in the hands of Paul.
Talking about now.
Joel Bennett goes long down the line. Ball goes over the back of the pack. Picked up there by Hammond. Hammond handballs the ball across to Clifton. Clifton goes out. Finds his teammate. He gets wrapped up in Ryan Bowden, but he's good enough to get the ball free. Coming through again is Clifton. Handballs the ball back through the middle to Spiller. Spiller goes back again. Bannockburn have worked this one well out of defence. Nick Peters at centre half back. So Nick Peters plays on. He got an option out the far side in Robinson. Robinson takes the mark and goes on with the ball really quickly, looking for Hetherington. Bowls him over, goes to the back there. Battaglia runs onto it. Who just told us how to say his name. Ball's knocked free out towards the boundary line and has been taken over in front of the club rooms there on the far side.
I bet you as soon as he gets the ball, Smithy will call him Battaglia.
Yeah, well, that's fair enough. Yeah. All right, Dale, you can have that one because it's on the other side of the ground. I can't see that far. Right, I had it all here.
So ball on the half-forward line now, being thrown back in. Bannockburn's half-forward line. Ball, ruck contest. Having to do the ruck work. Green over the top. Comes to Hall. Hall gets it over the top into the hands of Bennett. This is Toby. He goes towards centre wing. That's okay. The mark has been taken out there. And in there was Taylor. Big lad, Taylor. And he now goes back towards their centre half forward position, but interception is there by Spiller, and he can settle things down for Bannockburn. So some options across the ground. Put himself under a little pressure, went to Hammond. Hammond went back to Spiller. Spiller back to Hammond. They're playing around with it. They could lose it. Ball has been taken off them now, and again, I think that was young BJ had it in his hands, but lost it again. Clifton picks the ball up and goes out wide. Going to be taken out there, and Jervis has the ball. Goes over the top. Battaglia, and that's Lockie.
Well done,
and he goes short in towards Peters. Peters comes up with the ball and takes a mark dive. He's got his brother over the top. Went towards Nick Peters now. Handball back out to Battaglia. Lock, and he goes long into the forward line. The kick was smothered, picked up nicely there by Fulton. Back towards Peters once again. Runs, carries now, looks to drill the ball quickly into their forward line. Gets through the contest, hands in the backs as the umpire.
I love seeing the umpire play that. That's a good decision. You can't use your hands.
Quite right there, and the free kick is going to go to Hume of the Corio side in defence. So Hume now deep in their defence. Those options, a little short one across the goals. Mark has been taken out there this time, Jelinek. He goes short again, so they're controlling the ball there. Goes to Ash. Ash handballs up over the top. Went towards Burns. It wasn't. It was Hall. He tries to get out of trouble. Couldn't do so. Picked up by Hetherington. Handballs back inside. Went to Osmond. Has a time to stop and look and goal. And he kicks he's got his first goal of the afternoon. They worked hard for it, but they've been able to achieve it. They moved to 2 straight. They lead Corio, who are yet to score. We have gone 8.5 minutes. Fairhaven Homes first quarter scoreboard.
Geez, they chased and tackled and chased and harassed from all over the ground from the middle to the half-forward line. But the minute Bannockburn had that one little breath of fresh air there where they couldn't quite get to him, bang, goal. And as I said before, that's probably what's going to happen most of the day. But the Corio, what they've got to do now is just work and work and work and try. I don't know if they can keep that up all day, but they've got to keep it up as long as they possibly can.
All right, back in the middle now. Umpire about to put the ball in the air. Hammond and Green go at it. Ball's up. Green wins that tap down. Doesn't really get any advantage. Goes after his own ball again. Ball's in there. Tap back towards Bennett. Hall got there first. Then Hose tried to run with it. Elzinga taps it out. And still not really going anywhere, but the umpire's letting play go. I think we'll have to ball it up now.
That's an uneven service out there, Spider. I saw about coming across the ground.
Might have to roll that wicket, mate. The ball's bouncing everywhere then, wouldn't it?
Yeah, no one's got a clean pick up at all.
Just short of a length. So, Green and Hammond go at it again. Green uses his reach over the top there, taps it down towards, but Elsinger chops it off. Ball is tapped out there by Jelenic. Jelenic goes, and it falls in the hands of Cotter. Cotter gets a quick kick away. The umpire's paid a free kick for a hold, then the advantage gone. So the ball is now with Large. Large looking for a target up forward. Burns ball. Ball hits the ground. Picked up here by Nick Peters, who runs through. Handballs right the hose, gives the ball back to Nick Peters. Bursts through another tackle. He's got through 3 tackles there. Wins the ball across to Elsinger. Elsinger looking long down the line here for Hetherington. Ball goes right over the back. Running onto the ball is Alfred. Waltzes into an open goal and kicks Bannockburn's third. So Bannockburn 3 straight, leading Corio. No score at all. We've gone just over 10 minutes. Fairhaven Homes first quarter scoreboard.
Again, when they get that break, they look unstoppable. And I'm trying to keep saying that Corio at it, but I think there's going to be a point where I'm going to have to stop saying it, because if they're not careful, they're going to get blown out of the park in this first quarter.
No breeze to speak of either, Grub, so it's not like it's really going one way or the other, is it?
No, it's just a different class. That's what it is.
They bought their finals footy.
And so they should too. Like it's, only a couple of weeks to go before the finals.
Yep. So back in the middle now. Green and Hammond to go at it again. Green uses his height again, wins that one down, looking for Hall, but Elsinger runs through, picks the ball up, goes long down the line. It's a beautiful kick down there too. Running onto it now is Doyle, who just manages to tap it through for a minor score right on the goal line. So Corio now have a chance to steady and maybe get some possession back of the ball, Grub.
Yeah, that's what they need. At this stage, although they're trying their hardest, they haven't got a pass centre half forward. They haven't even looked like getting anywhere near the goals.
So Josh Jelenic to bring the ball back in for Corio, looking at options. So Cotter has led for him, but he ignored that, and he's gone short down the middle, looking for that's Toby Bennett. Picks the ball up, looking for Green. Too much on the handball. Cotter's there to help him out. Does get the handball away now. Joel Bennett swings the ball across. Ball being touched. Play on. Elsinger kicks the ball long back in for Bannockburn again. Chopping it was Doyle, who's taking a relieving mark.
How well's he playing?
He's been really good. So Doyle goes out wide, looking for and finding Clyden. So Jacob Clyden with the ball now, looking at his options onto the left foot, one way or the other. Not a great kick off the boot. Hayden Spiller there to clean it up. Picks up, runs through, looking forward down the line. Just drops in. It's just dropped in front of Hetherington. Hetherington swings around now. Has a shot at goal. Hasn't really connected that one well. Through for another minor score. Bannockburn go to 3-2, leading Corio to score. We've gone 12 and a half minutes. Fairhaven Homes first quarter scoreboard.
Well, I thought White was going to do the kicking in, but it's going to Jelenic. Jelenic's going to go and do the duties once again. Put himself under a bit of pressure last time. Carried the ball a little bit too far. This time he's been called to play on by the umpire now. He goes short. That's a better looking kick. Mark will be taken out there. Coming up to take the ball is Smith. So still inside their defensive 50. A little short kick outside 50 now. So they move the ball nicely. Just controlling it now. Hetherington standing the mark. Ball now is chipped back towards centre wing. Again, kick wasn't great. Mark taken out there. I think that's Bath. Gets to his feet quickly. Handballs outside to Bowden. Bowden on the left boot. Goes back into the half-forward line. Has Hetherington there and takes the ball, I reckon, just inside the field of play. Little short chip going further to the field. But again, target hasn't been hit. Ball is turned over. Jelenic read that nicely, and he will again relieve some pressure. I'll tell you what, his kicking across there was a little bit dangerous. I wouldn't Ash made it okay. Ball comes out now, and the mark has been taken either by Anderson. He goes back inside. They run the ball nicely. Handball over the top. Missed Toby Bennett. Tackle was laid. Going down to the ground. Picked up there by Peters. Gets out of trouble now. He looks at his options. Ran a long way, but then delivered the ball to Hetherington. He couldn't hang on to it. Bit like some of the Geelong players last night. Couldn't hang onto a ball. Goes back into the hands now of Henderson. Henderson looks up. Goes long. Coming out. Kunchka takes the ball, handballs outside, nice handball, good teamwork, and goal has been finished there by Hose. So 4-2 now to the Bannockburn side. Corio are yet to score, almost 40 minutes gone. Fairhaven Homes first quarter scoreboard.
Their biggest problem is when they get the football, right, Bannockburn are going to really smash them with pressure every single time, and you can excuse that. But 3 occasions here in the last 3.5 minutes, they've had a mark or a free kick, and that's when there's no pressure on. That's when you go back and you can pick a target. And those 2 kicks and that handball were absolute shockers. And it was going to. You can't just keep giving it back to Bannockburn because they're going to hurt you. So when you get a mark or a free kick, you got no tackling pressure. Just make your kicks work. Otherwise, you're going to get murdered.
Fair point. All right, back in the middle now. Green and Hammond. Green wins that one decisively, but only as far as Bowden. Bowden goes long down the line looking for, is that Alfred? Osborne. Osborne picks that ball up nice, goes looking for Fulton. Has a free kick down the ground anyway. Hetherington took the mark regardless, so when things aren't going your way, Grub, you don't want to give those away.
Well, you don't want to give them away any time because I know over the years, and I don't mean to go back in time, but Corio did have a habit many years ago of giving away down the ground, silly free kicks, 50s and whatnot. Darren Bennett's got them playing football where they haven't been doing it. So, again, runner goes out. Hey, don't do that. That's ill discipline.
Callum Hetherington now. He's centred the ball in the end. I don't think got his kicking boots on. The ball's been punched and gone out of bounds next to the behind post. Deep in attack for Bannockburn. I think Gripper mentioned it the other week, didn't he, about Hetherington's lack of power in his kicking, and we've seen it probably 2 or 3 times already. Anyway, ball's thrown back in. Fulton just grabs it out of the ruck and put it down. The umpire let it go, so Hall gets it, handballs the ball over top for Corio to Bennett. That's Joel. Joel goes down the line. It's a fantastic grab taken there, sliding in. So this is where you want Grubby to settle the ball down now, and once you've got it, take your time.
And pick a target, yeah.
Yep. So long down the line here, club room side of the ground. Ball goes punched out of the back. Who's picked up with the orange boots?
Beardsley.
Beardsley's got the orange boots on this week. So ball chipped across now. Perkins has the ball. Has runners up around the ground. Beautiful kick there to Kunchka. Kunchka gets a handball over the top. Still moving forward was Clifton. Clifton goes to Battaglia. That is Lachlan, who has marked the ball just on the 50-metre line. Got Fulton on a big, long lead there and hits him beautifully. So Kieran Fulton probably 40 metres out on a 45, 50-degree angle. We'll go back and have a look at Bannockburn's 5th, and he's first of the afternoon. So you're right, Grub, they're not missing targets, are they? Don't turn the ball over.
No, because and the times that they have done that, Corio haven't quite been able to put the pressure on them as what the pressure they're putting back on Corio.
It's coming in so quick.
And that's going to happen most of the day. But I think we knew that coming into the game.
Yep. So Kieran Fulton now looking for his first for the afternoon. I said Bannockburn's 5th, kicking from about 40. Comes off the boot quite nicely. He likes it, so the goal umpire is the important one. He likes it as well. That takes Bannockburn to 5 goals, 2. 32. Corio yet to score. We've gone 17 minutes. Fairhaven Homes, first quarter scoreboard.
Yeah, beautiful kick from a fantastic football, and I don't think he was ever going to miss that. But I'll ask you a question, even though it's so early in the game, Smithy. With finals coming up, do you throw today, I know they're reluctant to do it, but do you throw Kieran Fulton in the ruck in the second half just to get some run in his legs and get him used to the ruck work, because they may have to do it in August, September?
Well, I probably would, especially if that's his first touch for the game, and that's gone along around him, so he probably wants to get himself involved. So Grub, when Mitch Hammond goes off, just to give him a 3 or 4 minute break, as I said, he can't do it all himself out there at St Albans, as we know. So he's going to. I still think you need to get him in there and just give him a jump at the ball and get him used to doing it.
Yep, me too.
Back in the middle we go once again. Hammond is going to ruck work. Green also. Green up over the top once again. Did that nicely. Ball comes out. Ball is cleared away there by Jelinek. Goes back into their half forward line. Coming out Taylor. Couldn't pick the ball up, but tapped it to his teammates' advantage. Again, ball now sits under the ground. It's going to be picked up, or was by Clifton. He let the ball go. Large has now got his head over the contest. Umpire said there's a free kick, and the free kick will go. Actually, it's not. It's young BJ. So BJ O'Toole's got the ball now, and he's outside 50, so no chance of a goal from there. He's looking for his options. Decides he will go towards the dangerous spot at the centre forward position. Ball comes out of the contest. Picked up there by Perkins. Little chip. Nice kick. Will find Clifton in some space by himself. Goes and turns and goes towards Peters. This is Link on the defensive side of centre wing. He plays on and goes quickly. Battaglia comes in there. Still don't like the name. Battaglia's better for me. Goes into the hands now. Clifton, who's followed up nicely. Got the handball back out to Osborne. Osborne long into the goal square. Up. Ball hits the ground. Who's going to be first to recover? It's going to be picked up and kicked by Hetherington. He has now got his first and the 6th goal for the Bannockburn side. They are 6-2. They lead Corio, who are yet to score. We have gone almost 19 minutes. Fairhaven Homes, first quarter scoreboard.
They ventured into their 50 that time and looked a bit dangerous, but the class of Bannockburn just come out and was just too good all over the ground. But I do have another question for you too. How does the ball sit under the ground?
Did I say that?
Yes.
Oh, well, maybe I did. I'd have to go back and have a listen to the grub.
You got to take a shovel out there.
Well, then it's not under the ground, is it? It's because you're digging the hole, so the ground's gone down.
Pull it up on a replay, mate. Will you? Listen to me. I got a bit of some films sent through me the other week by Zach's partner.
Yep.
Just so I could have a look at the video. It's the first time I've actually watched the game of footy. I was going to actually ring Grub and say, how do I do it? But
well, no. See what happens. Like a lot of people on a Sunday, if after they've done the garden and everything, they sit down and watch telly, and they watch a Jerry Lewis movie or a Laurel and Hardy movie for a bit of comedy.
So you watch us instead?
I watch you. The video with you commentating, and I sit there laughing my guts out all afternoon.
Oh, I wonder why I felt bad at work on a Sunday afternoon.
Oh, wow. Channel 7's got nothing on us.
I bring the neighbours in and everything. They go, who's this bloke?
Well, the ball has finally been retrieved from Purnell Road, so Ruck's going at it again. Hammond and Green up it. Green wins that one again, as he's probably won all of them so far. Ball bouncing around, not under the ground, on the ground, under the pack. Oh, quick kick off the ground by Green. Didn't really go anywhere. Robinson does eventually pick the ball up. Goes out to Beardsall. Beardsall looking for Elsinger. The handball was half cut off. Elsinger good enough to swoop on it and throw it on the boot nice and quickly. Battaglia picks the ball up. Gets the handball over the top to Osborne, who's
good boy.
Got the bit of tackle straight on. That was by Kefai. Was a fair bit of pressure. Hall picks the ball up now. Goes long down the line. Up. The ball is beating everybody over the line, right in front of Sharp. So, on and off the ground, that's the way to do it.
He's an idiot, Mitchell.
Yeah, I know.
He just texts me now, Mawson's going to Belfast Hill.
Yeah, anyway. Ball's being thrown in, now almost right in front of the Commercial Rocks. Green wins that one down again. No, player can't really get it. Hammond finally gets hold of the ball. Osborne throws the ball on the boot, kicks it long. Link Peters hacks the ball out of the air. Couple of bounces over the boundary line.
Can I ask a question just on that Mawson thing? Has he played since he played at East?
Not that I know, but he may have.
So he's only going to go as a coach then, isn't he?
Where
I think so.
Was he South Barwon?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He might have played.
Jesse. Was it Jesse?
Jesse and
the
Jake.
ball thrown in. So maybe they're each on a club each. So great tackle there by Elsinger. Ball wrapped up, not going anywhere. Centre wing here, almost in front of the commentary box, with Dale would love to be calling because he can see that far. But anyway, ball thrown up now, Hammond and Green. Green wins that one down again to Hall. Hall wrapped up, he gets a handball out, intercepted by Robinson, who gets a handball over to Hammond. Hammond looking for his left foot, but uses his right, and it's a beautiful kick. Don't know why he wanted to go the other way. Hetherington flies over top and has taken his teammate out. Fulton is down on the ground. Battaglia gets a handball across to Alford. Alford handballs into the goal square, and there we go again. Connor Jervis runs onto the ball, kicks the 7th goal for Bannockburn. 7-2-44, leading Corio, yet to score. We have now gone 22 minutes. Fairhaven Homes first quarter scoreboard. Bit of concern there about Kieran Fulton.
He has not moved.
I wouldn't put him in the ruck now, Grub.
No, not now. He has not moved. And I think they call it, he's up now, I think.
No, they've just rolled him over on his
they've
side.
rolled him over. He's not in a good way, Kieran, and that's a debacle for Bannockburn, really. He's in a bit of trouble.
And it was just, I said, just one of those incidents.
This is a big man.
Hetherington had every right to fly for that mark as it was going over the top. Yeah. And, it's, as we said the other week, it was a big man versus a small man. This was a big man versus a big man. And, it's a lot of concern here. He hasn't moved. He's just laying on his side at the moment. I think they're waiting for the stretcher to come out. And they should have one. Should be right here. Stretcher should be somewhere here.
He's moved now.
Yeah, he's right.
He's up. Oh, that's a good sign. At least he's sitting up. So, but I said the players all come in the huddle now as they tend to do when there's a stoppage in play. A lot of concern.
They brought the stretcher out, but I've got a feeling he's not going to use it. I think he'll wander off. With a knock like that, I think you're better off wandering off through the interchange just in case he clears up, because there is no concussion test here.
No, there's not.
But I'll tell you what, now Bannockburn have a duty of care.
Yep.
And if he is a bit fuzzy for the rest of the game, just tell him to go and have a shower and he doesn't go back on, because, as I say, there's no concussion test, but I think the Bannockburn coach and stuff, Ron and his boys, they'll do the right thing, and if he's not too well, they'll leave him off.
I think that's what they will probably do, mate. I think he's looks a little pale, doesn't he? Looks a little pale. So just a marking contest that things happen, don't they? Especially when you're 44 points up, nearly quarter time, Grub. So you know. Anyway, back in the middle now. There was that Taylor's gone in the middle to give Green a rest. He gets a secondary tap over the top. Hose runs on it, picks it up. Looking for Battaglia here on the half-forward flank. He traps the ball nicely, swings on the left foot, goes long. Looking for Hetherington, Kunchka, who takes a fantastic grab in front of Bennett. So Josh Kunchka be looking to kick this one from right on the 50-metre arc. Looking for Bannockburn's 8th of the first quarter. So Josh Kunchka already has one so far this afternoon. Coming in now. So kicking right on the 50. Very deliberate. Oh, he's pushed that one well to the right. Has just snuck in for a minor score. So it takes Bannockburn to 7-3-45. Corio yet to score. And we have now gone 25 minutes. Fairhaven Homes first quarter scoreboard.
Is this Ash doing the kicking in?
Yeah, I think it is Ash doing the kicking in, yes.
So Ash now is going to deliver the ball. He's going to go pretty much straight up the ground, goes towards Taylor. Ball gets out the back. Clifton's there. He was taken in the tackle. Ball comes out in the tackle. I don't know whether the tackle was high, but anyway.
By the legs, didn't he?
Oh, that's what I thought. So Clifton gets to his feet now, looks to deliver the ball quickly into their forward line. Ball gets to the front of the contest. Nick Peters did that nicely. Actually, I thought he marked that. I'm not too sure why it wasn't paid. Ball comes out the back now, goes to the Alford, handballs back into a dangerous position. There is Hall. Also with him is Hose has got him. Great, good tackle. Umpire said he has put the ball down. Free kick is going to go to Bannockburn player and Hose, and again just inside the forward 50.
Well, he should go to 2 pages in the dictionary, I reckon. The P for prior and the O for opportunity, because there was none there whatsoever. He had absolutely no hope in the world and no prior opportunity.
So Hose now is going to kick from pretty much just inside the 50-metre arc when he gets to make contact with the ball, but he sees Kunchka coming out with the ball, missed him on the kick, picked up there by Bennett, looks the handball outside, so they run the ball now from Jelinek, and he goes looking for his brother, and he found him.
Good mark.
And this is a Matt. So Matt Jelinek now up on centre wing, looking for some kicks, has an option inside, decides to go a little bit longer, straight down the line. Hammond's in good position, and he will take the mark and relieve some pressure for Bannockburn once again. So now looking to transfer the ball across the ground. He goes short, back into the middle, dangerous kick, but coming up from behind, ball is hitting the ground, picked up there. Clifton once again gets the 1-2 and goes back outside. Bath out in some space by himself, over the top, Battaglia. Oh, I hate that. Battaglia. That's...
What's his
Tristan.
real name?
Yeah, that's all right, but they've called him that all their lives, so as long as I've known him anyway. And that's one to the other. So this is locked now, and he's got the ball. He's going to go back to his brother now. Now they're going to make a mockery of me by going backwards and forwards.
Just got to lock and Tristan, mate.
Kunchka just outside forward 50, looking for the lead-up player. Here it comes. Hetherington's out, and he takes the mark. Now, we'd have to say, on Gripper's advice from last week, he's well out of range.
He's 20 metres too far out.
So let's tape it. I'm hoping he would go back and drive it through and prove us all wrong.
Yeah, but look, you can't listen too much to what Gripper said. He had the chance. He had the chance to live up to himself, and
high expectations,
and he failed to do so.
So Hetherington runs inside, kicks long. That's a better strike of ball, and he's done that very nicely. Gripper,
what's Gripper talking about?
And Bannockburn have their 8th. They're 8-3 now, and they lead Corio, who are yet to score. We have gone just on 28 minutes. Fairhaven Homes first quarter scoreboard.
I've got this funny feeling we might have built Corio up a little bit too much.
The rain's going to come, but it might be a bit late.
Too late. They are getting smashed and smashed and smashed. But I tell you what, if you're looking for buy a new home, have a look. Go and have a look at the rest.
Corriedale, isn't it? Corriedale.
Yeah. Go and have a look at the rest if you want it. But then come back and go to the best. Fairhaven Homes. There's none better.
Corriedale. Towns popping up everywhere, aren't they?
Unfortunately, if you go there, you have to live in Lara.
Wow. Oh. Anyway, ball goes up. Hammond back in the middle. Green wins that one down. Running onto it, Hose. Well, if I paid it one way, then up. The ball comes free now. Picked up there by Hall. Hall gets it out wide. Ball bounces on the ground. Battaglia runs through, and no, it's not. That's Beardsall with the orange boots. Runs through, keeps the ball moving forward. Probably gained 35 metres for his team. Still in play on the far side of the ground. He'll get scrappy out there. Ball comes free out the back now. Oh, is that Joel Bennett picked that one up? He's wrapped up in a tackle. It's a bit of a suplex, bit of WrestleMania.
For a pin.
Oh, yeah, I think that was a 1, 2, 3. Ball goes in the air now. Hammond and Green. Hammond uses his strength and wins that one down. But running onto his Cotter. Cotter breaks the tackle, throws it on the right boot. No one home at all, except for Bowden. Bowden now picks the ball up and looks for options out wide. Tries to guide the kick to Battaglia. Doesn't quite succeed, but he applies the tackle. Brother comes in to give him a hand now. This is Tristan Battaglia looking out wide for Connor Jervis. Runs onto it. Just couldn't quite drag it in. Wrapped up in a beautiful tackle straight away. Umpire said no, you've pushed him in the back.
He dived.
He wanted to take, because he wanted to play on, but I think Kefai was a little bit stiff there.
Is that Connor Jervis or Greg Laganis?
Greg Laganis. So Connor Jervis goes into the middle there looking for Hetherington. Ball goes over the back, falls to Hammond. Hammond gets the handball over to Hetherington, who tries to struggle tackle. He's going to handball it through for a minor score. So ball beats Ash over the line. We have another rush behind there for Bannockburn. They go to 8 goals, 4-52. Ball brought straight back into play by Ash. Finds Jelenik, who that's very interesting play there by Jelenik that time. So he gives the ball back to Ash. Ash comes long down the line here. Chopping the ball off there was Spiller. Goes over the back here. Picked up by Matt Jelenik that time. The ball now on the ground again. Really going nowhere. Toby Bennett picks it up and tries to get the quick kick. And clever little hands out there by Kefai. Finds Jelenik again. Goes to Bennett. Joel goes long looking for Burns, but he's outpointed there by Bowden. So Bowden, he's used his body well there, Burns, but he's got no support at all. There's three Bannockburn players on the one. He's been pinned for holding the ball, Grubb.
Yeah.
So
he tried hard.
He did try hard. He actually really tried hard to keep that winning. So we've got the ball with Luke Bowden. So he goes long down the line, the far side, looking for Hammond. The ball drops short. It's chopped off there very, very well by Green. Green goes forward again. That's a nice little kick over the top there. All right on the siren by Lockie Large. Gives Corio their first score for the quarter. They go to 1 behind, trailing Bannockburn 8-4-52. Fairhaven Homes first quarter.
Goal kickers, I should say, for this first quarter is Hetherington with 2. I just want to add to your comedy for a Sunday afternoon. Dan Gibbs, how are you, mate? And 1 each to Kunska, Fulton, Hose, Jervis, Osborne and Alford. Take a short break, come back. Second quarter action, not too far away. And the rain has arrived. You're listening to 94.7 The Pulse, your home of local football.
The rain is coming down. Neil Grint has just walked off like a drowned cat. Lovely weather, mate. You can get out of the rain, you know. You're not playing. It's starting to really come down. So, first quarter action, the scoreboard's still not right. It's 8-4-52 to Bannockburn, leading Corio, who are one solitary behind. Joel Bennett not happy at quarter time, Grub, at all.
Well, he probably shouldn't be happy with his own form today. I think he only had about 5 or 6 touches in that quarter, which sort of, I don't know, for them to be competitive, he has to play the game of his life, obviously, and I don't think from this stage on that they're going to be competitive, although the rain might change that a little bit. But they come out and they did everything they possibly could, and they pressured Bannockburn for the first few minutes, but then when the pressure dropped off, Bannockburn, well, they played like a side that's going to play finals. They were just terrific. I could probably name everyone in this side when you go through their best players, but Clifton, the two Batalias, Spiller, Kunchka looks dangerous. Elzing got a bit of the ball. Beardsall in the orange boots done a bit. Nick Peters got a fair bit of the ball. And I thought Aidan Osborne had a pretty good quarter too. When you look over at Corio, and I thought Toby Bennett was serviceable. Jack Hall maybe. I think their only winner might have been Jack Green. I think he's probably winning in the ruck.
Doyle's been good.
And Doyle was the other one. So, you know, there's not much to write home about the Devils yet. They've got to come out with an unbelievable effort. But while we do that, Inverleigh 1-8-14 to North Geelong 1 point. Geelong West Giants 2-1-13. Winchelsea 1-2-8. Belpost Hill 3-6-24. Belmont Lions 1 goal straight 6. East Geelong 5-3-33. Werribee Central's 2-1-13. And Thompson 6-2-38 to Anarchy 2 straight points. So, look, well, put it this way, they're not going to get back in the game. Let's not fool ourselves and all our listeners, because we're going to sound like dills if we say they can get back into the game. But let's just hope they get the next. Just take this quarter. I know it's an old cliche, a quarter at a time. Give the best you possibly can. And maybe now that precision football and disposal of Bannockburn might just suffer a little bit of the rain and bring the Devils back in it a little bit.
Fair enough. Fair enough, mate. Fairly good summation, mate. There was, a bit hard to find better players, wasn't it, for the Corio side? And you're right about Bannockburn. They're just doing their job, aren't they?
Yeah.
Well,
they
got the big guns in Corio at the half this second quarter anyway.
Get the promo going. Thanks, Steelo. Thank you.
The second quarter, brought to you by Buckley's Entertainment Centre.
Second quarter action, not too far away. Umpire with ball in hand, throws it in the air. Hammond doing the ruck work. Green over the top once again. Ball comes direct to ground. Picked up Peters. Couldn't take it cleanly. Tapped out the back. Went towards Clifton. Again, there will be a slippery ball. Puts a bit of pressure on everybody. Hall sits over it. Can't get rid of it. Ball is trying to be taken out of his hand there by Hose. The ball still runs free. Picked up this time was Beardsall once again. Went back after it again. Bennett has the ball this time. He's tackled. Put his head down. Can't get out of the contest without any prior opportunity. Umpire right decision comes in and will take the ball. Hammond doing the ruck work once again. Takes front position, but Green over the top. Elzinger taps it towards Hall. He takes it on the left boot. Goes a little short kick. Only as far as Beardsall for Bannockburn, and he will relieve some pressure. Goes back into the middle of the ground. Kick was okay. Marcus not taken out there by Hose. Went after it. Collected it. Got the handball away. Back towards Elzinger. Umpire said it was incorrect disposal. And 50. So I'm not too sure what that was there for someone kicking the ball away, was it, or not?
Don't think it was returned to him on the full.
Okay, so ball now back in their forward line, and I'm not too sure that was either 50 there. It's sort of been a bit few more.
Wouldn't buy land off him, would you?
No, so Joel Bennett is within range anyway.
House and land.
House and land from Fairhaven Homes. They won't shortchange you.
Tell them Grubby sent you. I don't know what that'll get you. Probably nothing.
Who?
So Bennett will kick from inside 50 now. Runs inside from 45, kicks long at goal, got the height, has he got the accuracy, distance is not there, ball is going to be touched on the line and pushed through for a minor score. So 2 behinds now to the Corio side, 8-4 Bannockburn, and 1.5 minutes gone in this second quarter. Ryan Bowden looks like he'll be doing the kicking in duties as he did most of last week.
The Bannockburn support staff have taken shelter at the front of our caravan here, mate.
That's all right. So Bowden now from the full-back position decides to go long and outside 50. Outside Spiller. Maul gets through the back. Cotter didn't take it cleanly, but Spiller picked up and kicked the ball back towards Kunchka. Takes a mark. Runners inside. Goes to Alford. Alford now. Long kick going forward. Looking towards Hetherington. He's made some space out the back. Can't trap it inside the field of play. It runs over the boundary line. There will be a throw which will take place just beside the behind post. So a good transferal of play. Unfortunately, couldn't find a target in their forward half. So umpire has ball in hand now, and as we said, from pretty much right on the behind post, we'll throw the ball in. Hetherington doing the ruck work. Green is also pushed down to do the work down at the bottom end. Picked up Cotter, tries to get through the contest, got the handball outside. Corio with some pressure and some work to do from deep in defence. Handball comes out towards Ash. He's going to be put under a fair bit of pressure here. He's tackled. Ball comes out, goes back towards the goal square. Kicked off the ground. No, it hasn't been. That is the second time. This time I think Jervis may have got boot to ball.
I reckon he has.
Umpire said yes, it is okay and in clear. And he has his second of the afternoon and the ninth now for Bannockburn. They move to 9-4. They lead Corio on 2 straight behinds. Almost 3 minutes gone. Fair. Buckley's Entertainment Centre. Second quarter scoreboard.
Well, absolutely no idea because this idiot's parked the van on an angle and I couldn't even see it.
The van's
So
parked
it
fine.
must have been a great goal, Connor Jervis.
You're sitting right next to a TV screen.
Okay.
He got his licence from Noel before he come out here.
Oh,
Fano.
no. Don't bring Fano in. It would be parked over in the Shell Club.
Ain't nothing wrong with that, mate. All right, back in the middle here. Hammond and Green to do battle again. Ball goes up. Green wins the ball. Bennett, quick kick off the ground with the BJ straight through his arms. The handball out there. Running onto it now is Beardsall. Beardsall goes over to Battaglia, who taps the ball cleverly back to Beardsall on the run, who then goes long forward. Gets through the hands of Hetherington. Over the back is Alford. Swings on the left foot. Tries to centre the ball. Can't quite do that. And the ball has gone out of bounds on the full. So Corio will get a relieving kick deep in defence. Looks like Ash will be taking the free kick. So Blake Ash now for Corio. Looking at his options long down the line. No one really moving for him. BJ O'Toole offers a short lead, but the ball comes further out towards Jelenic. Hammond comes over the top, punches the ball out of bounds. So we'll have a boundary line throw in. 60 metres out, 70 metres out from the Bannockburn goal. So they've added 1 goal to their tally from quarter time. Corio added the solitary behind.
I'll tell you what, someone needs a haircut too, I reckon.
He's trying to shave the greys out, I reckon. Ball comes in. Green wins the tap down there cleverly, but it's taken by Peters. Peters, Nick, goes long into the goal square. Ball punched down from Hetherington's hands. Rolls out of bounds right next to the behind post. It's a bit of deja vu from about 3 minutes ago, Dale. We've gone 4.5 minutes. Buckley's Entertainment, second quarter scoreboard. Second quarter. Ball to be thrown in by the boundary umpire now. Hetherington and Green going at it again. Good little throw. Ball comes in. Green wins the tap out over the back. Cotter trying to run on it. It's going to be held by the jumper, but not paid. Hacks the ball out of midair. At the far side of the ground. Beats them all over the line. Jacob Clyden escorts the ball there to the fence and does the work for the boundary umpire. Jumps over, grabs the ball, gives it back to him. I think the boundary umpire's allowed to leave the ground, are they?
Not supposed to.
No. So anyway, far side of the ground here. Half forward for Bannockburn. Coming in, Hammond and Green. Hammond wins that one down, looking for for Beardsall. He taps the ball back, picked up there by Corio, but the ball spills free. A little bit slippery out there. Beardsall goes and gets it again. Only as far as Toby Bennett on the left foot, looking ball in, but Hayden Spiller comes in, chops off, drops the mark. Probably should have taken. Recovers, gets the handball back out the back. Bannockburn working it out through Perkins now, has a bit of time and space, puts it on the right foot, goes down the line. Not a great kick. Jelenic probably could have marked that, but decided to punch. Battaglia picks the ball up. Ball hits the deck again now, a little bit slippery and wet again. Bennett slides on the hands and knees, knocks the ball back. Ball lands in the hands of Green.
It's not pretty.
Not pretty out there at the moment. No, it's umpires picked out a too high free kick here. Non-controlling umpires picked that one out, mate. So coming across the middle here finds Clifton. Clifton almost in the uneven centre square, as Dale called it early on. So Clifton goes long down the line, looking for Hetherington. He flies, puts the hands up, punched away by White. Running onto it there was Doyle. Wasn't Doyle. That was Smith. Smith, the ball knocked out of his hands, kicked back into attack for Bannockburn over the back here. Nice relieving mark taken there is
Ash again.
Is that Ash again? I reckon. Yeah, it is. His kick slips off the side of the boot a little bit. Beautiful contest there by Osborne. Knocked the ball out of Bennett's hands. BJ O'Toole runs onto it, wrapped up immediately, going nowhere. Umpire comes and says, I'll have the ball. 30 metres out from the Bannockburn goals. Gone 7 minutes. Buckley's Entertainment, second quarter.
Hammond and Green move down, take the ruck work. Again, ball from Green comes out of the contest. Battaglia grabs the ball. He's tackled. Ball comes out. Now it's kicked off the ground, so Corio just taking some ground, picked up there. Clifton, good clean pick up, went out towards Osborne. Again, Corio with their head back over the ball. That was, I reckon that was young Cornwall got the ball out. It goes back to Bennett. This is Toby on the left boot, goes back to their half-forward line in front. Mark not taken there. Taylor did nice in the recovery, takes the ball. Picked it up and put it down. Spiller through the contest. He picked it up and put it down. Goes through the back now. Picked up and it will be cleared away. So Bannockburn with some time now through Peters. Goes back towards centre wing. Kunchka's the target. Gets up. Can't take the mark. Picked up by Link Peters. Got the handball away. Only as far as Toby Bennett. Out the back the ball went. So the ball now is transferred back towards the half-forward line. At the back there's a mark. There's a free kick being paid. And it's going to Corio. Not too sure what it was for, but
if I saw that.
I think he said a hold.
Okay, so Destin Burns now with the ball. He is going to kick the ball deep into their forward line. Taylor's got to be the target there. He's up. Ball gets out the back, and again at ground level, Bannockburn with some numbers. Handball comes out wide as far as Robinson has Peters Nick out the back, and he looks to transfer play across the field, and that's okay because Elginger takes the mark and can run and carry. Takes the first bounce and looks up. Looks to deliver the ball long into their forward line. Hetherington in good position. Takes the mark. Wheels and goes into the forward line. They run the ball going towards Peters and also out the back. It's going to be picked up. I thought Peters ran onto it. Alford has it. He can't get rid of the ball. He's tackled, brought to ground. Umpire said, let's hold things up. We'll have a ball up which will take place in the forward pocket, deep in Bannockburn's attack. Umpire with the ball and throws it up. Hetherington doing the ruck work. Again, didn't travel too far from that contest. Numbers around it now. Corio desperate to hold things in. It eventually comes out. Handball was from White. Little kick forward. Didn't travel too far either. Again, they're still trying to work the ball out. And finally, I think it's picked up, cleared away. And I couldn't see who that kicker was. Goes outside. Bowden coming the other way. Tries to take the mark. It is put over the boundary line. Umpire will come in. We'll have a throw in.
This is nearly a Nick Rewalt running with the flight of the ball mark. There was a great effort.
So the ball to be thrown back in on the half-forward line. Hammond doing work there again. Green, as he's done for most of the game. Ball from that contest. Again, picked up. Hall had it. Got the handball outside. Only as far as Robinson of Bannockburn. Picked up Peters. Nice, clean pick-up. Put it towards Beardsall. He's run the ball back towards the boundary line. It dribbles over. Umpire again will come in and we'll have another throw which will take place.
At the same spot, Dale.
It's pretty similar, Spider. Not too much happening in that area. So Green and Hammond to go at it once again. Hammond front position. Ball from Green out the back, it looks like again. Osborne head over the contest. Robinson also doing some hard work at ground level. Picked up there by Burns. Or Hall it was. Umpire said that was incorrect disposal. And it's going to go to Elzinger, the recipient of the free kick. We'll want to give it back to him quickly, otherwise he might
He's asking
get
the
some metre.
umpire whose it was.
So he's
Pretty obvious.
got it with Elzinger now, looking some options forward. Hasn't got one, but it finally finds one. Goes toward Battaglia. Ball gets out the back. Picked up there. Cotter got the handball away. Put his teammate under a little bit of pressure. Kick was going out wide. Clifton sits under it. Ball's not marked at ground level. Picked up by Toby Bennett. Got the handball back inside the green. Went back to Bennett. Handball wasn't good. Put him under pressure. Back to Clifton now. Back into the hands of Green. Still running and carrying the ball. Elzinger taps it forward. Tell you what, that needs to be picked up and cleared quickly just with a good long kick. That'll be the way to move it, ball forward. Robinson's going to do that now, and he's going to go back towards the goal square. Ball gets out the back. Where are the runners? Alford tries to run onto it. Ball has been pushed through for a minor score. So Bannockburn now to 9-5. Corio are 2 straight behinds. We have gone 11 minutes. Buckley's Entertainment Centre, second quarter scoreboard.
So ball back in towards Toby Bennett, but Robinson chops it off, picks it up, handballs the ball out wide here. Nice little handball to Osborne. Osborne looks up long into the goal square. Ball goes over the back. Picked up there, and great tackle there. That's a great tackle. Free kick being paid to Corio for incorrect disposal. Obviously getting a bit slippery out there. Alford couldn't quite get the hands to it. Ball spent a lot of time on the ground now, Dale. Not as clean as the first quarter. Anyway, relieving kick here coming out towards Jelinek. Jelinek takes the mark. Still inside the defensive 50 for Corio. Looking at options down the line. Takes his time. He's gone short with the kick, and it's gone out of bounds on the full. So he's looking for Burns there, but was it a touch from the line, was it? I thought it went out of bounds on the full. Can't see who's got the ball here.
Osborne.
So Osborne's got it, goes back in the middle, looking for and finding Hayden Spiller. So Spiller on the half-forward flank here for Bannockburn now goes short again, was looking for Kunchka, but Peters Nick stepped in front, took the mark. So looks like he's going to have a shot for goal from 50. No, he hasn't. He's gone into the forward pocket looking for Hetherington. Hetherington flies, puts the hands up, but White does well there to bring the ball to ground and force it out of bounds for a boundary line throw in.
Very unlucky not to get a free kick then. I'm not quite sure he went for the ball.
Probably didn't have eyes for the ball, but, anyway, the umpire saw it as it was, so boundary line throw in now. Hetherington and Green to do battle. Green gets to the front, wins the ball down. No one in particular. Ball hits the deck again, now picked up quickly and cleared out here by the Corio defence. Ball finds the boundary line again. Spending a lot of time down that pocket there, Dale, so makes calling fun because all we can see is the side of the van.
TV.
The TV. At least on a 7-second delay for Grubby's language. Anyway, ball to be thrown back in now. Hammond and Green go at it. Green wins that one down clearly. Only as far Robinson comes through, wins the ball out, goes towards Peters. He's wrapped up in a tackle straight away. The umpire says, I'll have it here, and we'll ball the ball up. So, half forward line here for Bannockburn. So Hammond and Green go at it. Green wins that one down. Peters runs on it, but ball falls back to Green. Green gets the handball over to BJ O'Toole, gets the ball back to Green. Green goes long down the line, but there's nobody home at all. So Bowden clears for Corio, goes to Clifton. Clifton goes short again, looking for Spiller. Spiller takes the mark, centre half back, and goes short again, looking for Italia. He picks the ball up nicely. He gets the handball out towards Beardsall. Beardsall comes back in towards Spiller. Spiller comes back across to Clifton. And then Clifton, nice little chip over the top, but didn't find his man. Lachlan Large picks the ball up now, gets the handball away quickly. Big left foot there from Corio. Man on his own up there. Oh, he's paid the mark. I don't think he actually took. So on the left foot looking for Burns. Burns and Bowden fighting for the ball. Ball goes out of bounds in front of them both. We'll have another boundary line throw in. Paid that mark and didn't really hold it, did he?
No, but then he called play on.
No, that's okay.
Well, that means the umpire's changed his decision, and I didn't think they ever did that.
No, well.
I think in that situation, if the umpire makes a mistake and pays the mark, he has to pay it.
Yeah, I think that's what goes to play the stop. Anyway, ball comes in now. Green and Hammond. Green grabs it out of the air, throws it on the right foot. Having a shot at goal, didn't quite come off. Jelenic and Bath fighting for the ball. That's a great tackle by Jelenic. Put him to the ground, and the umpire has paid, dropping the ball. Grubby's happy with that one.
No, I'm not happy because there was no prior opportunity whatsoever. You've got to give the bloke with the ball some sort of a chance to have some prior opportunity before he gets tackled. He had none in that particular time. I thought it was a terrible decision myself. So
Matt Jelenic deep in the forward pocket here. Swings around, goes with the banana and misses to the right-hand side. So Corio get their third behind for the afternoon. Trailing Bannockburn to a 9-6-60. We've gone 15 minutes. Buckley's Entertainment, second quarter scoreboard.
Yes, as we said, the slippery conditions now. And Clifton decides he's going to come outside of the ground, which is a great decision. Ball in the air. Kunzker up over the top. Doesn't take the mark, but ground level. Ball's picked up there by Bath. No prior opportunity there. Ball gets taken from his hand. Picked up by Cornwall. Got the handball away. Bath to go back after it again. Couldn't pick the ball up cleanly. Dives on top of it now. Now he needs to get it out. Umpire says that was gone. Umpire says probably a little bit harsh, but it's Sharp, the recipient.
In a little bit. I'll go with that.
So Sharp now from the short of centre wing goes back into their forward half. Bowden strong grab, and he has taken the mark. Relieves some pressure here again for Bannockburn. Goes back out. Kunzker again the target, and that's another good mark. Was looking to go in quickly and will do so now. Inside they go to Clifton. Spiller's also there. Kicks the ball off the ground, went after it. Dives over the top of it. Toby Bennett's got it in his hands now. Umpire stands outside, says let's have it back with myself. Ball up will take place inside the centre square. Ruckman now comes down. Picked up Robinson. Didn't have it for long. The ball goes to Bennett. Bennett out the back, goes towards Peters. Handballs out the back, went to Sharp. Tried to tap it further afield. Clifton has it. The ball comes out of his hand. Again, the umpires let things go.
Holding the man.
It's been the holding the man decision. And it's going to be a 50-metre penalty here now. Hang on. No, I thought he was going to ping him there for a language thing. But Clifton now with the ball decides to go and out towards centre wing. Out the back. Ball's not taken out there by Hose. Runs through the contest. Goes back after it again, kept the ball alive, went towards Peters, got the handball out, back to Hose. Needs to steady himself now and goes on the right boot and goes long into the forward line. Hetherington leads in the race for the ball. Ball comes out of his hands. He tries to keep it in field of play. Did that nicely. Got the handball towards Bowden, or the tap along to Bowden. Ball now in the forward pocket. Players converge. Umpire will come in surely and say, let's ball it up. No, it's a holding decision. Not too sure who's got it. Ryan Bowd looks like he's going to emerge with it. And from the forward pocket, we'll need to kick back about 40 metres, I reckon, to score here. So Ryan Bowden with the opportunity to kick the 10th goal for Bannockburn. Comes in, kicks that goal. Umpire says it's going to be okay, but it's going to hit the post, and it's going to be a minor score. So we're looking at 9-6 now for Bannockburn. 3 straight behinds to the Corio side. Almost 18 minutes gone. Buckley's Entertainment Centre, second quarter scoreboard.
Inverleigh 45, North 1. Giants 15 and Winch 15. Bellpost 36, Belmont 9. East Geelong 41, Werribee 25. And Thompson 71, Anarchy 3.
So Ash goes straight in the middle of the kick in now. Picked up by Cornwall. His handball smothered. He goes back and gets it again. The ball spills out here. Quick handball by O'Toole over the top. Looking for his teammate in Anderson. Anderson beaten to the ball by Connor Jervis. Jervis kicks the ball to Battaglia. It's Lachlan. He centres the ball nice. He's looking for Hetherington. Puts the hands up and takes a fantastic grab in the wet. So Callum Hetherington will go back and kick for his third from about 20 metres out on a bit of a 45-degree angle. So based on his last kick for goal, Dale, this should be fine for him.
Yes, Spider. We just got to get the accuracy happening here.
Yes, we do. So Callum Hetherington coming in now for looking at his third goal. Kick goes very, very low, but I reckon he's just snuck it in. Yes, he has. The goal umpire says that is all clear. That is 10 goals, 767 to Bannockburn leading Corio on 3 behinds. We've gone 19 minutes. Buckley's Entertainment, second quarter scoreboard.
I think they still owe us a point, Spide.
I think they probably do too, yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Didn't the umpires fix that up at quarter time?
No, gave them the point, but he forgot to take off the Bannockburn one.
Right. Okay. Well,
I think.
I've got 10-6 in mine too, mate. So anyway.
what do you got, Smith?
Yeah, I've got 10-6.
10-6. And what have they got?
10-7.
10-7.
Now they got 10-6. I know they got.
Damn it.
No,
Anyway.
he's just changed 66 to 67.
Anyway, ball back in the middle. Got Hammond and Green about to go at it again. Ball is thrown up. Green over the top, wins a tap down, but only as far Robinson comes across, chops it off, slips over, does well, picks the ball up. He's wrapped up in a tackle by Green immediately. And the ball going nowhere. So the ball's advanced forward about 10 metres, I think, from the initial bounce. A bit of how do you do going at the moment. Ball about to be thrown up. Hammond and Green will go at it again. Hammond finds the front spot, kicks it out of the air. Ball's taken by Cotter, not 15, said the umpire. He goes out wide looking for a teammate there in Anderson, but chopped off by Spiller. Spiller takes on the first tackle, wins it, handballs across to Osborne. Osborne goes long down the line looking for Battaglia. He's beaten to the ball there by Doyle. Doyle comes through the middle. That's a nice little kick, finds a teammate there, goes long down the line. No one wants the ball. Spiller stands there and goes straight to him. So he picks it up, handballs it to Robinson. He's looking for his left foot. Gets turned around, but still has time to steady. Goes across looking for Peters. Not a great kick. Puts him under a bit of pressure there, which shouldn't have happened. Picked up by Hall. Hall gets a handball over the top. Nice little tap down to a teammate. Kick forward there was that by Large. The ball has beaten everyone out. Oh, geez. That could have been dangerous from Burns there. Got the feet up just in time.
Yeah, it was just decision making too. That handball should have went to the closer bloke to him, and he went to a bloke one-on-one.
So the ball's thrown in now. Hammond and Green. Hammond uses the body, goes over the back to Elzinger. Elzinger just sinks the slipper and it goes long down the line, middle only as far as Doyle for Corio.
All right, 50.
Doyle goes short, finds Toby Bennett just inside.
Do they have that here, run inside the 5 metres?
I imagine they would. Bennett now plays on, goes on the left, kicks as long as he can, looking for Burns and Jelenic. Ball comes to ground, cleared away by Corio, but then again, only as far as Doyle again, it takes the mark, gets a quick handball over to Ash. Ash on the left foot. Looking for a lead there, and that's a great kick and finds
better.
Joel Bennett. Controlled the footy, Grub.
Yeah, and they haven't been able to do that, but at that stage he got out on his own. He wasn't under too much pressure and put in a magnificent kick.
2 good efforts across the half-forward line there for Corio.
Yeah.
Just kept the ball in. Jack Doyle just did what he wanted.
Yeah, look, I can't question their effort, but it's just the class that's letting them down.
Yep. Anyway, Toby Bennett looking for Corio's first, kicking from about 35.
Might be Joel, I think.
Oh, Joel Bennett. Sorry, mate. I'll get it right. Joel Bennett comes in. Goal umpire does not move. Corio are on the board. So they move to 1-3-9, trailing Bannockburn, who are 10-6-66, and we have gone 22 minutes. Buckley's Entertainment, second quarter scoreboard.
Well, I reckon if you need a bloke at 22-minute mark of the second quarter to kick your first goal, he's the bloke that you hands that you wanted in, wouldn't you? Because he is a class player. He's a little bit down today, but you know, as I said before, they're not throwing in the sponge. They're just having a go. It's just that, as I've said many times, you've got a final side against a side that's on the way up. And the class difference is just a little bit too much. But you can't knock them the way they're having a big go at it. And I reckon Darren and Joel will get stuck in them again at half-time and say, just keep the effort up.
So back in the middle we are. Ball thrown in the air. Green and Hammond. Hammond actually comes out towards Bennett. Bennett puts the ball back into the half-forward line. Toby comes out and meets the ball. He got the handball back inside, went towards his teammate in Hall. He was tackled from behind, and he's not going to get rid of the ball. And without prior opportunity, umpire will take possession of it. So some good clearance work there once again by just finding out where the ruckmen are coming from. Throws the ball back in the air. This time Hammond gets the ball down. Umpire says it's going to be a hold and it's going to go to Hammond. So on the half-back line. So he's going to take some pressure from Bannockburn's defence. Hands over to Perkins. Perkins goes back towards centre wing. Kunzker up in front. No, again, good mark out there on centre wing. Handball's back inside the running player in Perkins. Gets around the player coming on the mark and kicks long down the boundary line towards Battaglia. Ball goes through the contest and runs over the boundary line. We're going to have a throw-in which will take place in between centre wing and half forward for the Bannockburn side.
The ball's probably a little bit slippery and greasy, but it doesn't seem to affect young Kunzker. He's taken a couple of good marks. He's got a good pair of hands on him.
By now with the ball, throws it back in. Wasn't a great throw, but can understand it with a slippery ball. Out the back it comes. Peters goes to his brother Nick. Can't take clean possession. Bennett jumps on top of the ball. He was taken a little bit high. And the free kick will go to Joel Bennett. So Joel Bennett now transfers play back to the wing on the far side. I think that's large come up from forward half, and he has got the ball now on the true centre wing. We'll look to put the ball into the half forward line. Going there is Ryan Bowden. He's out in front, and he takes the mark. So can transfer play across the ground now. Kick went out towards Battaglia. He decides just to punch the ball forward. Races on now. Cotter and Battaglia. Coming the other way is Ash. Picked that ball up nice and cleanly. Got the handball outside to Bennett. He ducks under the first one. Gets around the second and short passes inside. Great kick. Mark wasn't taken out there. That was put down by Hucklebridge. Kicks the ball back into their half forward line. Coming up. Burns couldn't trap the ball. It's got in the hands of Peters now. He goes back to Henderson and he puts boot the ball. Goes back towards Hammond on centre wing. Bennett makes a spoil. Mao both at ground level. He's tries to get the handball out. Kunzker arrives. He picks it up. Geez, he's handling the ball pretty cleanly there.
Yeah,
picks the ball up and goes back to their half-forward line, but not as far as it needed to go, and the mark is going to be taken out there by Jelinek. He then goes back inside. Mark will be taken out there by Hall, and at centre-half back, transfer play across the ground. Went over the top of Smith. Again, pressure now being applied there by Peters. Took the player off the ball, looked up, delivers the ball back to their forward line. Over the top, Hetherington will come, but in front, White does nicely.
Down the ground.
Was it?
Yep.
Okay, there you go. So free kick has been paid down the ground. Didn't see what happened, but it's going to go to Hetherington once again. Has 3 for the afternoon. Will go back and shoot for his 4th of the afternoon. So again, let's hope he's got a bit more zip in the boot this time, Spider.
Yep.
Chips at the ball. I'll tell you what, he doesn't need
straight.
He kicks straight. It's his 4th goal of the afternoon and the 11th now for Bannockburn. They are 11-6. They lead Corio on 1-3. We have gone almost 26 minutes. Buckley's Entertainment Centre, second quarter scoreboard.
How bloody frustrating would it be for that kid down the back line? He's getting balls coming in a million miles an hour, 100 times a game. He's on a player who's a really good mark in Hetherington. He outmarks him. And then has to give the bloody ball back to him because someone's flattened someone after he's kicked. You know, it's only little things and it's not going to change the fate of the game. But if they're going to get there, they've got to get that. And it's not dirty football or anything like that. It's just those little bits of discipline they need. Ball
Back in the middle. Green wins a tap down again. Ball bouncing around that centre area. No one can pick it up. Finally done by, that was Cornwall in the middle. Gets the ball out, but it's picked up here by Connor Jervis. Jervis goes long into the forward line looking for Hetherington again. Ball gets over the back. Tapped out by Ash. So, with a boundary line throw in about 15 metres round from the Bannockburn goals. So it was a very easy clearance through the middle there. Probably had a chance. Cornwall just need to hold the ball a bit longer, Grub.
Yeah, I think he probably should have, but you know, when you're under so much pressure and you're getting beaten, you do make decisions that you normally wouldn't make.
Yeah. So,
If you're winning the game easily, you probably do them things, you know.
yeah. So Hetherington and Green to go at it, deep in Bannockburn's attacking zone again, with the ball spent a lot of the day. Ball goes up, Hetherington wins it out over the back only as far as Cornwall, who gives the ball to Cotter. Spilt it, obviously a little bit wet, not the same ball Kunski was playing with, gets the ball out to Battaglia. He gets a quick kick away, goes over the top. Oh, the mark has been taken there by Peters. So Lincoln Peters deep in the forward pocket, looking at options further afield. Now the umpire's told him, go back and take your kick, time on. So, Link Peters now coming in. Nice looking kick off the boot. I don't know what he was worried about the whole time. What a fantastic kick that is by Link Peters and deep in the pocket. He gets his first for the afternoon. He gets the 12th for Bannockburn. They go to 12-6-78, leading Corio 139. We've gone 28 minutes. Buckley's Entertainment, second quarter scoreboard.
28 minutes.
Yeah.
Good. Because they're just getting beaten all around the packs. They're getting beaten in the air. They're getting beaten everywhere. And as soon as the siren goes, we can get into some bit of tucker and stop watching it because they are getting killed. They are just getting killed everywhere.
Except in the ruck, I reckon.
Except there.
So Green again over the top, brings the ball down only as far as Jervis, and from the middle he emerges and goes out wide. Kunska leads in the race for the ball. He takes the mark. He's going to wheel and go. Has a player in the pocket. Went towards Alford. He's out in front and again had plenty of time. Ball went through the hands. Gets to the back of the contest. Jelinek picks the ball up.
Yes.
And siren sounds to end the second quarter here. And we'll see Bannockburn in at 12-6. They lead Corio 1-3. The goal kicker for Corio is Joel Bennett. And for the Bannockburn side, Hetherington with 4. Jervis with 2. One is to Kunska, Fulton, Link Peters, Hose, Osborne and Alford. Take a short break. Come back. Go through everything that's happened here in the first half. And get some halftime scores from around the ground. You're listening to 94.7 The Pulse, your home of local football.
Rain seems to have held up a little bit for now, so hopefully it stays away for the second half. Around the Groundsdale, Inverleigh 66 leading North Geelong 1. Giants and Winch are both locked at 2-4-16. Belpo still 36, leading Belmont 1 goal 6-12. East Geelong 55, leading Werribee 26. And Thompson 96, leading Anarchy on 9. So we usually get some special comments from Grubby, but he's too busy stuffing his face.
He's making a slow progression across the oval, mate. So he's probably had his 15 hot dogs and 25 donuts, and
would eat.
He's still eating as he comes across the ground. So he's got the pockets full.
Eat the butt over low flying duck, wouldn't he? Quickly GFL, mate. No score at Grovey, South Barwon. North Shore 46, leading St Albans 19. St Mary's 45, leading Lara 15. St Joey's 45, leading Bell Park 15. Bell Park have kicked 1 goal 9, Dale. Wouldn't happen in your day.
No.
Newdown 22, leading Colac 21. And Leopold 34, leading Geelong West on 2 behinds.
Terry Green would have had 9-1, but this stage...
He would have had 9-1, absolutely he would have. And over to the Ballerine, Bowen Eds 23, leading Newcombe 7. Mottawari 28, leading Anglesey 5. Drysdale 41, leading Geelong. Amber 36. Ocean Grove 37,
Amber's
leading...
need to win that to get in, don't they?
Well, if Mottawari win, it's
over anyway.
Yeah. Ocean Grove 37, leading Queenscliff 9. And Torquay 83, leading Port 19.
Siren has sounded, balls in the air once again. Third quarter action is underway. Bennett from the middle of the ground kicks the ball into their half-forward line. Spiller leads in the race for the ball. Actually stopped and waited for the ball to hit the ground. Beardsall came the other way. Couldn't pick it up cleanly. Corio had hands on the ball. I think that might be Cornwall. I'm not too sure now. Picked up again. Spiller from the contest. Kicks back towards the centre wing. Kunchka comes out. He picks the ball up. Handballs goes back towards Spiller. Run out the back is from Beardsall once again. So he loads up and goes long. Back towards centre wing. Mark will be taken out there. That's a good strong mark there for Doyle. So Doyle now plays
50,
on. 50
running
around
the
side
5
the mark.
metres.
So 50 metres will be applied, and it will take him within a goal kicking range, I would think.
There's your answer, Grubby. You can't go in the 5 metres, mate.
Well, there you go. Well, how come they missed the other one?
Because they did.
So Doyle now is a defender. I'm not too sure the umpires actually lined him up there from where we're sitting, Spider, but anyway, Doyle just comes in his own angle now, gets a bit more ground, kicks that goal, kick off the boot.
Kicks it like a backman.
Yes, and it has gone through for a minor score. So they are on the board early in the third, and it's 1-4 now to Corio, 12-6, we think, to Bannockburn. And just over a minute, ball brought back into play. Called the play on now. Umpire says it's coming back.
No advantage, even though the goal's been kicked.
Is it a free kick to Corio, or is it going to Bannockburn?
No, I think it's going to Corio. That's why he's pointed. It's going to Taylor, I think.
Yep. I've had my head down looking at my book and I didn't even see what it was for, but anyway.
I watched it, mate, and I don't know what it was for.
That's all right. So Taylor now can do...
And what, you reckon he kicked the goal?
It was kicked off the ground. So
No advantage.
no.
So Aaron Taylor from 20 metres out, almost directly in front, 25 at the most, comes in, kicks that goal. Looks okay off the boot. That's straight through the middle. He has got his first goal of the afternoon and the second now for Corio. They are 2-4. They trail Bannockburn on 12-6. 2 minutes gone. Lifeline, third quarter scoreboard.
I reckon the Bennett boys have got in there at half time and treated it like fair dinkum. Let's get real fair dinkum, because, look, I don't think they'll be a little bit angry about losing. They'll be angry about probably about the margin, and they just believe they can do a little bit more about it. So they've come out here first up and they've had a couple of shots for goal, kicked the first goal, and it looks a little bit better for them.
The scoreboard still hasn't changed, though. Anyway, back in the middle, just waiting for the boundary umpire to get to his little corner. It's been a big day for the young kids out there, isn't it?
Has been.
Wet, windy. Well, not so windy now, but anyway. Green and Hammond to do battle. Green wins that over the top, but only as far as Nick Peters runs on the ball, picks it up, shrugs the tackle, gets it over to Robinson. Robinson, left foot kick, looking for Kunchka, but Doyle leads him the race to the ball, can't pick it up. Hose taps it to his own advantage, gets it on the boot nice and quickly, leading the race to get his own kick back, so he does that very, very nicely. Twist turns one way, goes on the left. It's a not a great kick. Link Peters looking for it. Batalia there as well. Link Peters now picks the ball up, gets the handball back out to Hose, who handballs the ball over the top to Link Peters. Bit of sharing of the footy. Back to Hose. Hose has got Connor Jervis in the middle there and Peters, but chopped off there by Green. Ball goes out wide now, wrapped up in a tackle immediately, but the ball does spill free. It's well done there. So Nick Peters now picks it up, looks back and finds Hammond. Hammond plays on straight away on the left foot. Long into attack for Bannockburn. At the back is Alford. Can't quite get it. Ash wins it. Gets tackled immediately. Ball comes out there to Hall. Hall goes to Cotter. Cotter goes to Joel Bennett. Bennett goes long down the line. Looking for and finding Taylor. Taylor may have taken a step there, played on the umpire, giving the benefit of the doubt. So Taylor chips the ball over, looking for Jelenic and finds him. That's better play, Grub.
That is, and I'll tell you what, it came right from the back line, and it just shows that if they can break away from that Bannockburn pressure, these kids can play football. And I think they got North next week. That'll be a huge game because North will be out to win a game of football for the year, and Corio till half time today been a bit off against extreme pressure. So a real good second half showing here today will give them a lot of confidence to go into next week.
So Matt Jelenic now coming in.
Destin Burns.
Oh, Destin Burns, is it?
Yeah.
Sorry, it is too. Sorry, Destin Burns comes in. It's a beautiful kick off the boot. The guy by does move a little bit, but there we go. Corio have their second for the quarter and their third for the game. They go to 3-4-22, trailing Bannockburn, who are 12-6-78. So we've gone 4.5 minutes. Lifeline, third quarter scoreboard. Can't do it alone, Grub.
Yeah, well, you can't, and we might as well talk about that because I don't know what to say. I just said all I was going to say before we kicked it, so you can't do it alone, and go and buy yourself a Fairhaven home. The Corio Bay Health, unbelievable, and all the pubs, the yards, the Hotham.
Oh, I did a bit at the Hotham last night. Anyway.
And the Commoner Fiend.
The Commoner Fiend. BJ O'Toole runs through him, gets a handball out, looking for Bennett. Ball hits the deck now again. It's happened a lot of the day. Beardsall pushed off it there by Large. The ball ends up in the hands of Nick Peters again. He runs away, gets round one, gets round two, puts the ball on the left foot looking for Kunchka. He's done well. It's a great pick up below the knees there, isn't it, mate? Gets the handball back out to Bowden. Bowden goes over the top, finds Connor Jervis. Jervis one way then the other. Still looking to get around, throws on the right boot looking for Hetherington. Doesn't quite get there. Ball's now picked up. That Doyle again. He's wrapped up in a tackle immediately by Battaglia. Umpire said we're going nowhere as the rain starts to fall down a bit. So
Is that discipline again? He gave him a push after he kicked it. There wasn't much in it, but it was well after.
anyway, ball's kicked free out here. Looking for O'Toole, just taps the ball on very, very cleverly. Picked up there by Robinson. Handball over to Spiller. Spiller goes to Nick Peters again. He's just going to run around. He does run around, shrugs a couple of tackles. He's been paid free kick for too high. I don't know why he didn't take advantage and keep going, but anyway. So Nick Peters.
I'm not sure he actually heard the whistle at first bit.
Might not. Goes short, looking for no one in particular. The ball gets through right at the very, very back here. I think that might be Anderson on the ball, is it?
He might be in trouble here.
It's Trent Smith, who is in trouble, though. You called that right, mate. So, no, ball's coming back, even though the advantage was taken. I think Link Peters is going to have the free kick here. Oh, no. He's, okay. I thought he called it back. Anyway, we have Aidan Osborne with the ball. 45 out. Slide angle. Looking to kick Bannockburn's first for the third quarter. So, Osborne coming in now across the 50. Nice kick off the boot. Distance is there. Accuracy is there. There it is. Bannockburn's first for the third quarter goes to Aidan Osborne. He's his second for the afternoon. 13th for Corio. 13th for Bannockburn. They're 13-6. Leading Corio 3-4. And we've gone 7.5 minutes. Lifeline, third quarter scoreboard.
I've worked out why Nick Peters stopped. He had the ball for a long, long, long time. And when he heard the whistle, he may well have thought he was gone behind the ball. You know, because the tackle was up around the shoulder. It didn't seem to be in the head, but he might have thought, oh, I've run too far, have I? But,
maybe.
But it didn't matter because I like to see a bloke like Aidan Osborne kick a couple of goals because he's been fantastic around the ground and he rewards himself with a couple of majors.
Back in the middle we go once again. This time Ruckman go at it. This time Hammond gets the ball down. Went to his teammate there. Ball goes back to Hammond. He goes into the half forward line. Kunchka out in front, takes the mark. Again in a little bit of space. He's got Battaglia in the forward pocket if he wants to go there. Kick wasn't great. Gets over the top of the Cotter. Ball there into the hands of Battaglia. He runs round. Handballs over the top to Link Peters. Back to Battaglia. On the left boot can line up and go long towards goal, but offline. And through for a minor score. His first score of the afternoon, which is surprising in their score frenzy. Joel Bennett now going back and doing some kicking in as the rain settles in for the afternoon, I would think. So Bennett now from the full back decides to go clubber him side of the ground, goes out wide, looking for his brother, and will find him on the chest, outside 50. Toby Bennett now goes further afield. That kick wasn't great, but it's going to work all right because it comes through the hands, ends up in the hands and Burns, but tackled straight away, and the umpire will come in and take possession of it.
Jeez, I want to go on and beat that rain too. My windscreen wipers aren't working. I've used that a few times over the years, Smithy.
The ball now from the ruck contest, takes it there by Alzinger, transfers the ball quickly back into their forward line, ball bounces, runs through the contest, leading the race for the ball was White. He goes back towards the boundary line, ball goes over the boundary line this time, and we will have a throw-in which will take place about 15 around from the behind post.
Well, hey, how's bloody Jervis? He's bagging me for eating too much at lunch and I had bugger all. Jeez. Just because I had 7 bits of chicken and 3 cakes in my hand.
That was coming across the ground, not what he had inside. The ball now in that contest, umpiring quickly as the ball's not coming out of the contest, having a ball up which will take place. Again, Green down doing the ruck work. This time it was Hetherington over the top, but it comes down. Again, ball not travelling too far from that contest. Corio player over the top. There was Ash, but the ball comes out, ends up in the hands of Alford, who kicks the ball back towards the top of the goal square. In front, ball, Battaglia in the right spot. This time on the left boot. He's off target again, I think. Did he score?
No, he didn't.
Didn't even score this time, so he's getting worse. Instead of bringing the ball back, he went the other way. Free kick will go to Joel Bennett once again in the back pocket.
You're just dirty on him because he told you how to pronounce his name properly.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you, we'll change that back quick enough.
Oh, fantastic.
And his brothers as well?
Yeah, change his brothers.
So Joel Bennett kicking in from beside the behind post. This time he decides to transfer a play across the ground. Kick coming out towards his teammate in Corio, who takes the mark on his chest. And from the back pocket, player leads up as Sharp, but I don't think he's going to go that short just yet. It was Clyden, actually. Goes back towards centre wing. Kunchka had the hand in the back. Fair enough. Had a bit of a touch on the ball.
Well,
free kick will go to Toby Bennett.
Give him a light touch, but Toby made sure umpire saw it, I can tell you.
So Toby Bennett now delivers the ball back along the boundary line. Mark has been taken out there by Clyden. He's on true centre wing. So Clyden now decides to go long into their forward line. BJ stands under it, couldn't take the mark, comes out of the contest. Bowden left the ball behind, kicked off the ground, so it continues to run back towards centre wing. BJ's there, back and picking the ball up, trying to force his way through the contest. Got halfway out, but then couldn't finish it off. This time I think it's Bowden back over the top of the contest again, and he's been pinged for hanging onto the ball and not freeing it up. So free kick's going to go to the Corio side and to Sharp. So Sharp just asking players to come at him now, and he goes long back into their forward line. Ball in front. Good hands there from Spiller this time. Takes the mark and can steady things down. He's got a transfer play across the ground this time. Goes out there looking towards Hetherington. Ball gets out the back at ground level. Again, spinning over the top. White got the little feed out, but didn't travel too far. Corio with some numbers. Going to end up there in the hands of Luke Bowden. He couldn't take it cleanly. Over the top with Burns. Again, picking the ball up and coming through the contest was clean, was Hose, but free kick had already been given. And it's going to go to Destin Burns. Again, I didn't see what was
Holding
called for. Holding man, was it? Yep. So he goes into their forward line to the pocket. Ball not marked out there by Joel Bennett. BJ tries to keep the ball in play, has done so nicely, fed the handball out, only as far as Bannockburn. Hose got the handball out, went to his teammate in Alzinger, who gets the ball back towards centre wing. Toby Bennett couldn't pick the ball up cleanly or take the mark cleanly, goes back. Kick goes back to their centre half forward position. They run now through Peters, and this is Nick, and he goes into their half forward line, but the ball is cut off there by Cotter. So Cotter now for Corio. Slows things down once again. A short kick going back towards the centre half forward position. Mark's not taken there, but Perkins puts boot to ball and goes back towards Cotter. He's playing kick to kick out there at the moment. Yep. Jelinek now takes the ball and he plays on and goes wide outside towards the half forward line. That's a better looking kick, and coming up large takes the mark. He plans first, goes long with a kick back towards the forward pocket, but it's got a bit too much width on it. Over the boundary line and will be thrown back in. 13 minutes gone, Lifeline, third quarter scoreboard. It is 3-4 Corio, 13-7 Bannockburn.
So ball to be thrown in. Someone's got to go over the fence and get it for the umpires, so they can't get it themselves. So just waiting for that to happen. The old days used to be your fourth line, go and get the ball. So quick little break in play now. The ball's been handed back to the boundary umpire. Got Taylor and Hammond doing battle here, about 35 metres round from the Corio goal. Hammond works to the front, but Taylor wins the tap down. Hits the deck. Going to be ugly for a second again, I think, Dale. The ball spills out. Finally comes out to O'Toole. O'Toole gets the handball across, only as far as Nick Peters, though. Nick Peters handballs to Hammond. Gets it back again. Runs it out of defence. Ambitiously takes a bounce. The ball doesn't come back up, so he kicks it off the ground. Gains another 20 metres, 25 metres for his team. Just forward of centre wing, Corio's attacking area. Ball to be thrown back in. So, Hammond and Green have worked their way to this contest. Ball comes in. Hammond wins that one down. It could be a high tackle there, I think. And it will be. You think it might be, Grub?
Well, I can't see that far, but I still saw that.
Well, Joel Bennett has the free kick now. Put Corio back inside there, forward 50. Does have the beautiful long kick looking for Burns. Ball goes over the back. Picked up there by Spiller. Spiller runs out of defence. Gets the handball away. Peters back to Spiller. 1-2, nice little kick over the top here. Kunchka playing with a dry ball. Everyone else playing with a wet ball. Plays on immediately, swings on the right foot, has a target out wide, uses it beautifully, kicked it. Is that Hose out there? So young Hose just inside, forward 50 here. Great transfer of play. I think Josh Kunchka's got his own footy. It's just, it's a dry one. So Hose now looking to play on, gets around the man on the mark, throws it on the right boot, kicks long, has the carry on it. That's a fantastic goal by Hose. He's second for the afternoon. The 14th for Bannockburn. They go to 14-7, leading Corio 3-4. We've gone 15 minutes. Lifeline third quarter scoreboard.
Been a lot of goals kicked today, but that one has to be a contender for the Fairhaven Homes goal of the day. And they just march on Bannockburn. Again, the pressure's not there. They do it a little bit easier. But, gee, I don't know. They looked a lot better in the first part of the quarter. They've got to hang on here, Corio, and maybe kick a couple more. Can't get themselves back into the game, but they can make it a little bit more of a spectacle. We've got the television here. I'll tell you what, if Bannockburn kick too many more, I'm going to get Jules to put on a good John Wayne movie. Sit here and watch that. So they've got to get back into the game, these kids.
All right. Yep, you're right, though.
Umpiring back to ball in the middle now, throws it up. Green, ball comes out. Again, runs back towards centre wing. Picked up out there. Alzinger got the handball away. It's picked up Jervis, or I thought he had it. Handballs over the top was Bennett. Goes outside to Anderson. Anderson onto Hall. Hall on the left boot. Looks up and goes long into their forward line. Spiller in front did nicely. Handballs over the top to Perkins. A little short kick further afield. Has Peters in some space by himself. Now he takes the ball, runs, carries, has a good look at where he wants to go and goes long out towards Hetherington. That's a great kick. Change stride there. Hetherington now can wheel and go if he wants to. Decides to go. And he's going to go long into their forward line. Kunchka's going to be the target. And again, some up in front. Good hands. And he will go back and try and add to the scoreboard for Bannockburn. Has one for the afternoon.
Quick scores, quick round the ground scores. Inverleigh 84, North Geelong 1, Winch 43, West 17, Belpost Hill 54, Belmont 12, East Geelong 56, Werribee 34, Thompson 129, Anarchy 9.
So Josh Kunchka from about 20 metres out directly in front of goal, goes back, kicks towards goal, umpire stands, looks straight back over his head. He has got his second of the afternoon and the 15th now for Bannockburn. They are 15-7, Corio are 3-4, and we have gone 70 minutes, Lifeline third quarter scoreboard.
I'm looking around. I just don't know what Darren can do. There's actually nothing he can do. I think the best thing he can hope for is that Bannockburn take the foot off the pedal between now and the final sign of the last quarter, and they get a couple more goals and look a bit more respectable. But they're just completely outclassed. And as I said, we thought that would happen, but we were hoping they would stay in the game a bit longer. But they haven't even been competitive enough.
Well, Green and Hammond to do battle in the middle. So ball goes up. Green wins that one down. Ends up in the hands of Hall. Nice little handball from Jelink. Hall looks up at his options now, looking for Toby Bennett, who's gone forward again.
Got a free
Umpire
kick
has paid a free kick, so over the shoulder.
And then you see glimpses of good play like that. So it's there.
Yep, so Toby Bennett, 25 out, almost directly in front. He's lining up that time, Dale. So,
thank God for that.
Hope he doesn't kick like the last backman had a shot at goal.
No.
So, anyway, Toby Bennett coming in now, looking to kick Corio's fourth. Leaves the boot quite nicely, and goal umpire does not move. The fourth goal for Corio goes on the board. They are 4-4-28. trailing Bannockburn, who are 15-7-97, and we have gone 18.5 minutes. Lifeline third quarter scoreboard.
Well, there's a very, very old saying that I just made up. If you're going to go and play in a forward line, kick like a forward. And that's exactly what Toby did. And that's good to see.
That's a horrible saying.
What's wrong with that? What's wrong with that? Well, I tell you what, I'll do some commentary, and you sit here and try and find something to say about the game for a while then. We'll get Ronnie Pilgrim over. He's got nothing else to do for the day. Come in here and sit in here, Ronnie. The Spiders, give me the shits.
Back in the middle. Hammond and Green. About to go at it again. Ball goes up. Green uses his height again, wins the tap down decisively, looking for Jelinek. Jelinek dives on the ball. He's very slow to get back up. Bannockburn win possession, go forward. Good use of the body by Link Peters, and will win a free kick, I think. Yes, he has. So holding the man there for Link. Used the body very well, protected the space. So looking at options now. He's got Kunchka and Hetherington both led to the same pocket. Ball comes over the back. Alfred gets a handball out, but it's chopped off by Doyle. Doyle goes long, not long, the ball's kicked off the ground. James Hose has come on the ground immediately.
That's cheap.
that's a great move. So Hose goes short to Elzinger. Elzinger now looking forward, his options leading out. He's got Hetherington standing on his own, sitting at the back is Alfred. The ball bounces right, he's in here, he's picked it up now. He's chipped the ball back beautifully, finds Henderson. Henderson 40 metres out, 35 metres out from goal. So
a little rough.
See what a good coach Bonnie is. He just put him on the ground at the right time.
That's just unbelievable.
Good move, coach.
Did the right thing, kicked the ball out of the defensive zone and landed straight in the arms of the player coming on the ground. So looks like Jelinek's in a...
Hang on, did someone go off?
Yep, they did. Anyway, back with the action now. Jack Henderson coming in, looking for his first for the afternoon. Kick is on its way. It will get the distance. The accuracy is also there. Bannockburn kicked their fourth for the quarter. They're 16th for the match. They're 16-7, 103 leading Corio, who are 4-4-28. We've gone nearly 21 minutes. Lifeline third quarter scoreboard.
Lovely shot for goal. He kicks the ball a lot better than his old man, if you're listening, Hendo. A beautiful shot for goal. And this is going to blow out if we're not careful here. It's going to blow right out.
I think you might be right, Grub.
But... remember, as soon as it's the Lifeline quarter, as I've got it here, 131-114. And remember, you cannot do it alone.
You shouldn't have to.
No, if you're feeling down, give him a ring. Don't be embarrassed. Give him a ring, because it will help.
So back with the umpire now in the middle of the ground, and he will about to restart it with the ball to go in the air. Green and Hammond, as they've done all day. Again, nice tap out there. Good work in the hands of Bennett. Bennett goes long into their forward line. Long kick towards the goal square. Ball comes out of that contest. Picked up there, Bowden. Able to get boot the ball. Goes looking out towards Battaglia. Cotter took his ball out of his hands. Picked up there, Osborne. Got the handball out there back. Goes to Hose. Hose now tries to get around him. Was able to get boot the ball.
Swing tackle.
And it's going to be a free kick down the field. And it's going to go to
No,
Elzinger.
it shouldn't be. See, that's the wrong decision. It's a sling tackle, so it's got to be paid to the bloke who was sling tackled, knocked down the ground.
Elzinger has the ball now and goes quickly. A low flat kick straight into the hands of Jervis at centre half forward. Jervis now looking for his options further afield, just outside his range, sees ones now, and he goes into the forward pocket, coming out. Hetherington, that's a good kick, good mark, and he can go back and try and put through his fifth goal of the afternoon. 45-degree angle, get a good look at this one. So we're following the ball from where he is going to kick. And within range, Spide.
You'd think so. Who knows?
So Hetherington now handballs in, kicks that goal off the boot. That's gone straight through the middle. Never looked like missing that one. And he has got his fifth of the afternoon. 17th for Bannockburn. They are 17-7, 4-4 to the Corio side. 23 minutes gone. Lifeline, third quarter scoreboard.
Well, I reckon that's the last time we have Gripper in the box anyway. He's got no idea. He's kicking them from everywhere, young Hetherington.
Everywhere inside 30.
Yeah.
That's all he's got to do, mate. Good full forwards.
Well, that's his job.
Yep.
That's the job he's been given, and it's the job that he's done quite well.
Kick more from 30, mate, than you do from 50, don't you?
Well, obviously, because I never ever kicked one from. Matter of fact, couldn't make the distance from 30 either. So, unless I got onto a drop kick.
Oop.
Bobby Skilton.
Bobby
Now,
Skilton.
I forgot onto a drop kick, and now I'm in the commentary box.
There you are, a drop kick.
With two of them.
There you are. Anyway, ball back in the middle. Green and Hammond to go at it again. We'll just ignore. So I can't believe you called Jules a drop kick. But anyway, ball goes up now.
Call him something in a minute.
Hammond wins that one down. Hall gets a hand to it, but can't pick it up. Umpires picked out a free kick here to Hall. I'm not sure what that was for, but anyway. Oh no.
Said he used his hand in the ruck.
Used his hand in the ruck. Can't do that. Yeah, okay. Anyway, so Green, has a resultant free kick right in the centre circle. There he goes short. It's a nice kick to Toby Bennett. Takes the mark on the chest. In front of Hayden Spiller. So Bennett now looking for his options up forward. Comes very, very wide out here, and that's not a bad kick to Kefai, who couldn't quite bring the mark in. Ball's bouncing around now, picked up by Robinson, gets the ball back and wrapped up immediately to tackle. Still being feeded out to Beardsall. Beardsall goes to Henderson. Henderson comes down looking for Kunchka. He couldn't quite pick that one up, but Hall can, so Hall wins it. Handballs it over the top to no one in particular. Picked up by Beardsall there, goes back to Robinson. Robinson runs out of room. The ball has just stayed in. No, now it's gone out of bounds, so almost on the 50-metre mark in the Corio's attacking zone. We'll have a ball in. So Hammond and Green have already made their way over there, which is good. So they'll go at it again. Wonder if Ronnie's player work this time off the ground. So Green just pushes Hammond out of the contest, but Hammond manages to keep his feet and kicks off the ground. The umpire's now paid a free kick for holding the man. And it'll go to Connor Jervis. So Jervis long down the line looking for Kunchka. He flies, ball spoiled at the back there. Not picked up cleanly. Now it has been by Henderson, who forces the ball over the line. Boundary umpire says throw it in. That'll be just over the line. It's still on the line, isn't it? Anyway. So almost in front of the commentary box here. Umpire about to throw it in. Hammond and Green to go at it. Long throw in. Good. Green falls over. Ball goes straight over the back. Tapped up there by Clifton. Went to Hank off the ground. He didn't. Joel Bennett picks it up. Slung in the tackle as he kicked the ball, but still gains a fair bit of distance. Almost into attack again in the forward 50 again. Ball kept in. Tapped out there. Jervis wins it. It's a handball back to Peters. Peters goes to Battaglia, who then kicks along down the line looking for Henderson. Henderson holds front position. Couldn't quite grab the mark. Ball's rushed out of bounds there by Josh Jelenic. A little bit of life, hopefully, coming out of this contest. Grub?
Well, as I said from the start, they're still having a go, and maybe the slippery balls help them out a little bit.
Anyway, ball thrown back in now. Hammond gets to the front. Taps the ball down very cleverly. But can't take the ball away. Over the boundary line we go again.
But the bottom line is they need some goals. You can tie it up and push it back over the boundary line and limit the damage. But, who cares how many Bannockburn kicks? See if you can kick a few yourself. That's what I'd be channeling.
So ball in. Hammond wins over the back looking for Robertson. He can't quite pick it up, but now they've all dove on the ball. What's the umpire going to do here? He's going to say that's not going anywhere. I'll have it. And we'll have a ball up. So Hammond and Green will go at it again. Ball goes up. Hammond fights the front position. No real clear tap out there. Picked up by Hall. Hall goes out to Bennett. Bennett goes long from outside 50. It's a beautiful kick. I'll tell you what.
Nope.
Just faded off to the left. Joel Bennett gets his second behind for the afternoon. Takes Corio to 4-5-29, trailing Bannockburn, who are 17-7-109. We have gone 27 minutes. Lifeline third quarter.
I've been listening really closely to you today. I reckon you were much better than Cameron.
Beardsley goes out longer than Mark has been taken out there by Kunchka, who comes up and meets the ball. So he's doing it at both ends at the moment, Kunchka, getting down the track. Now looks back towards the centre of the ground, goes looking for Ryan Bowden. Ball through Kefai's hands, kicked off the ground, or tried to be kicked off there by Peters. Picked up again this time, just tried to feed it through with Bowden, but it ends up in the hands of Anderson of Corio. He goes towards Ash, kicked off the ground. They run the ball towards the half-forward line, coming the other way as Cotter tapped it up towards Ash. Got the handball out. And the umpire's coming in very quickly.
That's more like his old man, Robbie.
Who was that?
That was Hendo. That's more like his old man.
There's a free kick being given. It's going to go to Ash, so everything calms down pretty quickly there. And Ash from the half-back line is going to transfer play across the ground. This could be dangerous into the hands of Hall. Hetherington riding his hammer, got the handball away, did nicely. Over the top there to Doyle. Doyle again looks towards centre wing. Battaglia from behind gets the ball down, kicks the ball off the ground now. That's nicely, went straight to his brother. He looks up, goes long, back into the forward line. Hetherington up in front. Mark not taken. Ball gets out the back. Running onto it was Alford. Kicked it off the ground, went after it again. Doesn't matter because it's going to run through for a goal. He has his second of the afternoon and the 18th now for the Bannockburn side. They are 18-7 for 5 to the Corio side. We have gone just short of 29 minutes, third quarter Lifeline scoreboard.
You've just got too many blokes running. And I suppose when the ball's going forward, it's a lot easier to run. When you're chasing bums all day, you do run out of gas. But have you seen Billy Thorpe?
Billy Thorpe?
Yeah.
As in,
I think he's just over there, somewhere over the rainbow.
Sound like Kermit the Frog. Wow.
Jules, no.
Unbelievable. Anyway, ball about to be thrown back up. Green and Hammond go at it again. Green again uses his height, taps down to Bennett. Ball's knocked out of his hand by Hose, but Bennett's second effort was fantastic and will win the free kick for holding the man. I think he made sure of that one too, Grub.
Yeah, but he probably held on just a touch too long.
Joel Bennett now out of the centre. It's not his greatest kick for the day, but it might work out all right. Julian uses his body very, very nicely. Opens up the space behind him. I think the Bams line might beat them all, and it has. So we'll have a throw in right on the 50-metre line. Corio's attacking zone. And we've gone 29 and a half minutes as a Lifeline third quarter. Ball about to be thrown back in. Green and Hammond. The two battle again. Hammond wins that one down, but only as far as, I think it was O'Toole, gets a handball over to Kefai. Kefai goes to Joel Bennett, who swings it.
Oh, that was nice.
No, I didn't want that.
Didn't want that?
No.
And that's another great goal there to Corio. So that is their fifth for the afternoon. They go to 5-5-35, trailing Bannockburn 18-7-1-15, and we have ticked over 30 minutes of the Lifeline third quarter.
You wait till I see Billy O'Toole. BJ, he's going to cop it from me.
What, for handball?
I told him you have to kick one goal. You kick one goal and you will win the Fairhaven Homes goal of the day. Because he just bought one.
Oh, did he?
Yes, and I'm hoping he kicks a goal. And what's he do? He bloody well handballs.
Don't handball. Small forwards don't handball.
But he did say to me, it's the most beautiful house he's ever lived in. And that's the truth. He bought a Fairhaven home. I was just hoping he'd kick one and give him the award. And what's he do? Goes and handball.
What does he get for the award? Nothing. Just wins the goal of the day.
No, he gets. If you buy a house at where Fairhaven owns for $650,000, you get $5 off.
Back in the middle we go once again. Ruckman to go at it. Ball this time Green over the top. Was intercepted there by Peters. Went to Alzinger by hand. He is tackled straight away as a siren sounds to end the third quarter here. Which we'll see Bannockburn going at 18-7. Corio are 5-5. Goal kickers to this stage of the game. 2 to Joel Bennett, one to Toby Bennett, Burns and Taylor. And for Bannockburn, we have Kellen Hetherington with 5, 2 each to Kunska, Hose, Jervis, Osmond and Alford. And 1 each to Henderson, Fulton and Peters. We'll take a short break. Final quarter action is not too far away. You're listening to 94.7 The Pulse, your home of local football.
do, I won't be doing it again. They want to go coaches, and you got 2 votes against everyone else 7 and 8. You can't change that.
All right, back here at Recharge Oval sees the home side 5-5, Corio 5-5-35, trailing the visitors Bannockburn 18. We've got 18-7. The scoreboard says 18-8. We're going with Dale because he's usually right. So 1-15. Around the grounds, Inverleigh 97 lead North Geelong 21. Winch 55 lead Geelong West 19. Belpo Steel 67 lead Belmont 19. East Geelong 80 lead Werribee 40, and Thompson 147 lead Anarchy 18.
What was West score?
West
19.
55 to 19.
Wow, was
Kick 2-7. Winch 55, West 19. So they've kicked 4 points since about quarter time, Grub.
Well, we were pretty right. There wasn't a real good game to go to this week, was it? Really?
No.
So,
No.
I suppose it gives us a chance to watch some of the kids from Corio and some of the kids from Bannockburn who are very, very, very good. Young Hose is pretty good. Elzinger hasn't played a boomer of a game, but you can see he's got the class today. Gripper's young fella, Perkins is a good kid, and there's a couple more out there too. But I suppose you're 80 points down at three-quarter time, so there's not many really, really good players for Corio today. There's a lot of blokes trying their heart out, but Joel Bennett is averaging something near 40 possessions a game. Well, he's got nowhere near that today. He's probably got 21 or something like that. So if he, I suppose if he can get 8 or 9 in the last quarter, he gets 30 touches. It's not a bad effort, even though it's not up to his average. I like Braden Cotter that quarter. He just kept going at the footy, stopped a few attacks, and I thought he tried pretty hard. Toby Bennett went forward and kicked a nice goal. Doyle dropped away a little bit, but he's still in there trying. Jack Green has won every tap out and is doing a pretty good job. He's probably their only real winner. And Aaron Taylor stood up that quarter and done a couple of nice things. At Bannockburn, what do you do with Bannockburn? Etherington, Osborne, Nick Peters, Link Peters played all right that quarter. Beardsall dropped away, but he looked like he was going to get my 3 votes, Beardsall, but he just dropped away a little bit. Kunchka's unbelievable down there. And you could name 4 or 5 more too that I just can't be bothered because it sounds like I'm being biased. But, 80 points down. I expected a bit more from Corio, and maybe, just maybe, we might get that here in the last quarter as they claw their way back to competitiveness.
Siren has sounded for the final quarter. Yes, you've done that and covered that nicely, Grub. Ball in the air again, this time Green over the top, back into the hands of Bennett once again, and he goes long into their forward line, gets out the back. Taylor leads up at the race for the ball, comes to the front of the contest, picked up by Hall, tackle ball is not going to come out of there. Umpire in very quickly, and he will ball it up. And it's going to be done so very quickly there by the umpire. Tapped out this time. Taylor goes back towards Bennett. He's tackled, brought to ground, got rid of it. Comes out. And again, burying through there was BJ, trying to get through the contest once again, but got halfway through and couldn't come out the other side. Picked up by Elzinger. He got rid of the ball into the hands of Bowden. He had the ball and lost it, and that is incorrect disposal. Umpire says, play on. It's play on, it is. He's just let things run here. Everyone else has stopped.
Didn't he blow the whistle?
They've all stopped over here.
And then he looked, and then he said everything else was going, so he just kept
blew
going with
the
the
whistle
ball.
and played a throw, and then I think he's paid advantage to the wrong team.
Anyway, the ball went across the ground. Anyway, it's out of bounds. It's going to be thrown in on their forward pocket for the other side of the ground. Green again taps the ball back to a dangerous spot, running onto the ball. Thought Joel Bennett was going to run and swoop and kick the goal there, but coming the other way, it was taken from his path.
The other little bloke tried his damnedest to get a handball to him. He couldn't.
So the ball now back in the hands of Bennett, kicks back towards the goals, and standing in there is Luke Bowden. So Bowden right on the last line of defence is going to transfer play, go out towards Beardsall. Mark not taken out there, but he goes back and collects it, try to get rid of the ball, and he didn't travel too far and into the hands of Sharp. Ends up in the hands of Bath once again. He goes short with his kick. Kunchka coming up. The mark has been taken there by Jelinek. So Jelinek now outside 50. He's looking for his options. He's going to go long. He's going to go towards Taylor. He's got a lot of players around the contest. Ball gets out the back, picked up out there. BJ, he tried to sneak one through there. And it went for a minor score.
Wouldn't that have been great?
5 goals, 6 now to the Corio side. 18-7 to Bannockburn. And we have gone just on 2 minutes, final quarter.
Ball brought in nice and quickly. Peters gets the ball, handballs over to Spiller. Spiller tackled by Doyle. Pushed, I think, yes. Free kick will come back to Hayden Spiller.
See, now he got that right.
Yep.
He got the push, but he didn't pay it down the ground because it was in the act when he had the ball. So that's a good decision.
Just defensive side of the centre circle. Transfers play across to the commentary side of the ground. Finds Robinson. Robinson looking up, kicking long, looking for Hetherington. Ball doesn't quite have the carry, but beats everybody. Spins out of bounds. So a boundary line thrown about 20 metres round from the Bannockburn behind post. So he said ticked over 2.5 minutes of this Morris Finance final quarter. So Hammond and Green have both worked their way down. Ball comes in, Hammond front position, Green comes reaches over top. Both get a hand on the ball, hits the ground. Wrapped up immediately. Robinson does his best, gets the ball out. Picked up here by Henderson. He's wrapped up in a tackle. No, he's got a high free kick, I think. I think that's what the umpire just signalled. So Jack Henderson will have his second shot at goal for the afternoon. Deep in the forward pocket. 3.5 minutes gone. Morris Finance final quarter. So Henderson from Bannockburn looking to kick their 19th. So in he comes. Kicking from about 25. Runs ringing himself. Bit of space. The ball leaves the boot. Goal umpire does not move. Bannockburn have the first of the final quarter. Jack Henderson has his second. That ticks them along to 19 goals, 7-1-21. Leading Corio 5-6-36. We've gone 4 minutes. Morris Finance final quarter scoreboard.
He hasn't been the best on the ground, young Hendo, but he's got a nice kick for goal. He's had a couple of shots for goal and kicked truly both times and kicked, right through the middle. He's a nice kick for goal. Gee. What do you do? Stop him from kicking 7 or 8 in the last quarter?
Well, that's what you got to have a target, something to work towards anyway.
Yeah.
As I said, Grub, try and score something themselves. They've been into their forward line and probably should have had a kick for goal down here. I would have thought.
Don't know what happened there.
Never mind. The ball now back in the middle again. Green over the top. Ball comes out, picked up there. Corn will try to force his way through. He was tackled quickly. Ball will go back to the umpire and thrown up again. Hammond trying to get front position. She held it this time. Goes towards Peters. Back to Hammond. Back to Peters. No, it actually wasn't. Yes, it was. Goes outside to Elzinger. Got a runner outside, but a little bit of pace and dash. Gets away from the contest. Kicks into the forward line. Hetherington leads up. Oh, that was a great pick up from the big fella. Handballs over the top. Goes to Kunchka. Went back and collected himself because he needed to and was going to give a third crack at it. Link Peters got in his road, so he just bowls him over. Ball goes out now looking towards Large. Large got the handball away. Coming through again. Joel Bennett looks up. Good kick inside, and that's a good lead and mark there from Smith. So Smith now reels and goes long back into their forward line. Taylor holds front position. Can he mark it? No, he can't. Ball comes to ground. Bowden pushes the ball towards the boundary line. It goes over. We'll have a throw in which will take place 10 around from the behind post.
They're pretty predictable. Like where Taylor's standing, you have to kick it to him because he's just a little bit big. He's not going to lead for you. So but normally the kicks are too close, makes it too easy for the defence.
So the ball this time, Taylor gets the ruck work and he goes back towards the pocket. Large had it, lost it, picked up by Spiller, runs across the face of goal. Peters with a little bit of dash, picks the ball up, handballs outside to Hose. He's got himself in some space, goes by hand to Spiller. Spiller now goes over the top, looking for Battaglia. He picks the ball up, goes into the hands of BJ. He's got the ball out and again the ball now runs free, picked up by Ash. Handball goes wide, outside was Sharp and now into the hands of Bennett. This is Toby. He goes back towards the goal square. Ball, where would it land? In the goal square. Joel was swooping once again. Good strong tackle in the goal square. Smith is held up. There's going to be a ball up which will take place.
That's happened twice with Joel Bennett. Because of his knowledge, he runs straight to the right spot and they can't get it to him.
So the ball now from the ruck contest comes out. Again, Bowden coming out of the goal square, tried to take possession of it. Now it just bobbles around underneath people's feet. Ball now in the hands of Elzinger. He gets boot to ball, goes outside 50. Battalia's there. Coming the other way was Sharp. Cleaned up there by Jervis. Handballs back inside to Bowden. Bowden looks up. Has a teammate further down the field. Hetherington again, but coming across. Reckon that was Jelinek. Got the ball across. Went to his brother now. He's got some time and space. Picks the ball up. Went back to his brother. Missed him. Picked up by Peters. Handballs over the top. Bannockburn now with the ball into the hands of Hetherington. Not too sure where he's going. Looks up. Goes out wide. Running to the forward line is Jervis. He takes a mark, will go back and will shoot for goal.
It's again the story of the game. You just called him, Smith. Not too sure where he was going, but he had plenty of time to steady up and still do the right thing. Whereas in finals football, you'll probably be nabbed there. But yeah,
Jervis now has 2 for the afternoon. Can kick it his third. And give Bannockburn their 20th for the afternoon. From about 40 metres out, kicks that goal. Umpire says that's okay. The distance not there because the man on the mark on the goal line says, I'll just take it on the chest. I've got no idea, but there was no contest there.
There was no one there.
He's not too sure he wants to go now. I think this is White, so he's going to play on come club our side of the ground. Goes out wide. Ball gets out the back. Anderson can't keep the ball in the field of play. It runs over the boundary line. We're going to have a throw-in at the 8-minute mark of the final quarter. It is Corio at 5-6. Bannockburn 19-7.
The rain coming down again. Little sun shower just to make the last quarter more interesting. So Rucks go at it now. Hammond in front. Green works his way there. Hammond nearly takes it out of the air. Picked up by Elsie. Quick kick forward. Henderson in front position. Ball punched away. Doyle runs onto it. Picks it up. Wrapped up in a tackle by Battaglia straight away. Umpire says, I'll have that, lads, and we'll throw it up about 25-30 metres round from the behind post. Bannockburn's attacking end of the ground. So Hammond and Green go at it. Green reaches over the top, wins a tap down to Hall. Hall runs away, throws it on the left boot to get it out of the defensive zone. BJ O'Toole runs onto it, gets a quick handball over the top. The umpire said he threw it. Anyway, so Nick Peters will take the free kick and drive Bannockburn back into attack again. Kunschke provides a lead. He ignores that one. Battaglia the same. Waiting for Hetherington to move, I think. But the space has been filled up, so he just decides to go really, really long. The umpire has paid down the ground for... I'll leave that with you, Grub.
I'm a little bit worried to comment on anything like that because, as I say, I didn't bring my glasses.
No, fair enough then.
But I didn't see any contact.
No, Hetherington took... Unless he hadn't called play on and they encroached into the zone.
No, he hasn't paid 50. He's paid down the ground.
He paid it. BJ went at Peters after he kicked the ball. That's all he did.
But he didn't touch him.
He made contact, but he didn't knock him off his feet.
Going for his 6th goal for the afternoon. Comes in, steers it over the top of the goal umpire's head. That's 6 to Callum Hetherington, 20 for Bannockburn. They go to 27-127, leading Corio 5-6-36, and we have gone 9.5 minutes. Morris Finance final quarter scoreboard.
I'm saying that's a bit lucky. Even if he did make some contact, it was hardly any contact. He didn't go to the ground.
That's what I'm saying. Didn't hurt him, didn't knock him, nothing. So
he got to him and put his hands on him. I don't know. But as I say, I didn't quite see it that well. But it didn't look like to me there was very, very much in that.
When things aren't going your way, mate, they're not going your way, are they?
But by the same token, if you don't run in and don't touch him at all, then there's no down the ground free kick, and that's where that discipline comes back in again.
10 minutes gone. Morris Finance final quarter here at Recharge Oval, the Devils playground. Hammond and Green to go at it again. Ball goes up. Hammond wins that one down to Robinson. Robinson's cop one's a bit high. The umpire's seen it. So Jai Robinson take the free kick here. Plays on, swings on the left foot. Looking out here for Battaglia. Hits him up well. So Tristan turns around looking for Hetherington again. He leads out, and is that
Hendo?
That's Hendo again. He's jumped in, taking the mark, and looking at his last couple of kicks, Grub, this is probably the easiest one he's had. Where's he going?
Well, there's no one out there on that bloke.
So Hose has the ball, handballs the ball across. Alford hits the post. Anyway, that was a rather untidy bit of work. So, I don't know why Henderson didn't take the shot. He's had 2 beautiful kicks for goal so far.
Well, fair enough, but he gives it to a bloke in a position. He's on his made position. That's fair enough. But then he should have kicked the goal. No, silly. He should have kicked the goal then.
I just don't know why you go from in front to the forward pocket. Anyway, ball's brought back in now. So, Corio looking to run the ball out of defence here. Steadied up. All the options are now closed. So, it's a short kick down the line. Looking for and finding Jelenic. Jelenic plays on immediately. Comes up here long looking for Taylor. Sharp's coming across the front. Gets hands to the ball. Can't quite bring the mark in. He butters up very, very nicely. Taps the ball in front of himself. Finally spilled it at the end. Osborne runs through. Ball's knocked out of his hands by O'Toole. O'Toole dives on it. Ball coming free. No, the umpire has said holding the man. Free kick will be paid to Osborne there. Just a bit of awareness there. Grub knowing where the ball is, I think.
Yeah, I think he thought he had the footing.
Yeah.
But unfortunately for him, he didn't.
No. So Osborne now to relieve from the back line. Goes short looking for Perkins. Chopped off beautifully there by Doyle. Doyle handballs the ball to Hall. Hall chips the ball across the ground, finds Bennett. Bennett's almost in the centre circle here. So Joel goes in short looking for his brother and finds him. Toby Bennett takes the mark. Probably 45 out, probably kicking from 50 when he decides to have a shot. A little bit better ball movement there, Grub, a bit more pressure. So That's what we've been wanting to see for the whole game, isn't it?
Yeah, and look, they've tried to do that. It's just that Bannockburn have just been far too good for them. But when they do get that chance, they do show you that there's a little bit there.
Yep. So Toby Bennett will be kicking from pretty much right on the 50, maybe just outside. Take his best effort, I reckon, this stage of the game. In he comes. Probably not going to get the distance. Taylor puts the hands up. Ball's knocked away. Falls in the hands of Bowden. Bowden dispossessed. Ball bobbling around in the goal square. The umpire has paid a sling tackle to Corio. Jack Hall will take the resultant free kick pretty much in the goal square for Corio. So should kick their sixth. And does. So Jack Hall on the board for Corio. Kick six. That takes Corio to 6 goals, 6-42. Trailing Bannockburn, who are 28-128. We have now gone 13 minutes. Morris Finance, final quarter scoreboard.
Well, obviously it's all bolted, but I watched Toby Bennett. He's run around, he's whacking blokes on the bum, he's talking to other blokes. So, basically he's trying to tell his boys, yep, we've been well beaten, but don't throw the towel in, don't give it up. Play to the final scoreboard or the final siren, and the scoreboard will look a little bit better. It won't matter, but it'll look a little bit better.
True.
North's long got off their point yet?
Yeah, they've kicked 3-3 now, mate.
Oh, good.
Oh, you've got to keep up with it, mate.
Oh, well, I probably was listening, but
Well, they kicked 4-4, mate.
Oh, beautiful.
Unfortunately,
Big finish.
Unfortunately, Villa kicked 16-13.
Yep, ball now from the middle of the ground again. It's went out there by Green, goes back into the hands of Hall, who kicked back into their half-forward line. Coming up to the ball is Osborne, picks the ball up, got the handle away to Spiller. Spiller goes back outside to Hose now. A little bit of time and space, and he goes back towards Kunska. He's up, ball gets out the back. Players run onto it. Peters is going to be the first one to arrive there. Pick the ball up, tackled straight away. Ball comes out in the contest. Handball goes to Jelinek. He goes back. Unfortunately, the ball has gone over the boundary line. We will have a throw-in, which will take place half-forward line, or just between half-forward and centre wing. Bannockburn's attacking end of the ground. So just waiting now for the umpire. They now have the ball in their hand. To be thrown back in. Again. Ball tapped down. Green once again taps the ball back. Goes to Bennett. Bennett on the right boot. Goes round the boundary line. Coming up. Cotter. That was a nice clean pickup. He's been pushed over the boundary line. We are going to have a throw-in which will take place again. Best position for the day.
Yeah, this would be a nice call for you, Dale.
Yes.
Right in front of you.
Yep. Ball now back with the umpire, and he throws it in. Good throw in there too. Ball goes out towards Hammond, takes it out of the ruck contest, goes over the top Alzinger, goes to Bowden. That's Ryan, goes quickly into their half-forward line. Henderson gets a hand on the ball, comes out of the contest, picked up out there. But it was Doyle who got the ball out. They put himself under Ash, runs into a little bit of trouble. Got the ball out, which was okay to Hume. Hume goes out wide to Jelinek. He goes by hand. Player out there, it might have been Cornwall. Short kick up, and the mark has been taken just sort of centre wing by Bennett, I think. And Bennett now. And now it's going to be 50-metre penalty. The umpire says he didn't come on the back on the mark. That's a bit of ground.
Yeah.
Joel Bennett now towards the 50, and he has the ball. He's not going to waste any time. He's going to go quickly and long into the goal square. Taylor out on a lead. Ball is spoiled from behind. Back at ground level. Bowden was there. Couldn't pick the ball up. Again at top of the goal square. Ends up in the hands of Smith. Into the hands of Bennett. Toby, that is, goes back towards goal. And he finishes off, and he gets his second goal of the afternoon. And the 7th now for Corio. They are 7-6. They trail Bannockburn on 28. 16 minutes gone. Morris Finance, final corner scoreboard.
He's gone forward and kicked too, Toby, and I reckon that one may well be a contender for the Fairhaven Homes goal of the day. But just bringing that up, how many goals have they kicked, Bannockburn?
20.
They've kicked 20. There's been 26 goals kicked, but the 20 goals that they've kicked, not many of them are contenders for the Fairhaven Homes goal of the day. You know why? Because they've all just been too easy, haven't they?
Set shots.
They haven't had to kick from the boundary or kick a 60-yard. They've just been too easy, so there hasn't been that many nominations.
Fair enough, mate. Fair enough. Ball back in the middle now. Green and Hammond get it. Ball just falls to the ground. Hammond does the work trying to pick it up. Green does eventually, gives it to Bennett. Bennett looking at his options, looks for his brother. It's a great little kick. Spiller did well, I thought, to get that ball, but the umpire didn't see it that way. And 50, obviously Hayden Spiller's giving the umpire a bit of advice. So Toby Bennett will kick his second goal in a minute, and his third for the afternoon. There it is, Toby Bennett with his third, puts it out on a Purnell Road, so it'll
Road.
take a bit of time to come back. That's the second for the quarter for Corio. They get an 8-6. 54, still trailing Bannockburn at 20 goals, 8-128. We've gone 17 and a half minutes. Morris Finance final quarter scoreboard.
Good on you, Toby. He's kicked a couple of goals in a couple of minutes, so I've got nothing to say. And what does he do? Put it out into Purnell Road, and I've got nothing to say.
Well, Grub, I'll tell you what we'll do, mate. We'll take the pressure off you. Inverleigh 110, North Geelong 28. Winchelsea 75, Geelong West 27. Belpost still 82, Belmont 21. East Geelong 105, Werribee 46. Thompson 156, Anarchy 38. There, mate, take the pressure off you.
Thank you very much. Right, back in the centre now.
Yeah, up they go again. Ball comes down by Green, goes to Bennett. He's dispossessed by Nick Peters, but Cornwall ends up getting the handball across. Picked up by Nick Peters, who shrugs a couple of tackles, gets a handball out here to Battaglia, who goes on the left, looking for his brother up the ground, doesn't quite get there, cut off by Ash, but Kunch is good enough, clean hands, picks it up, goes to Elzinger, who's dispossessed. Robinson runs in, picks the ball up, gets a handball out to Battaglia. He runs into the forward 50, chips the ball across. Didn't quite go off what he wanted to. It's chopped off by Doyle there. Kicked off the ground by Link Peters. Doyle goes back to get it again. It's not dispossessed there. Ball. The umpire's paid a free kick here. I think that was well deserved by Doyle. Thrown to the ground after he'd well and truly got rid of the ball. So relieving the ball. Relieving for Corio. He's coming out wide looking for... We was going to look for Cornwall. That option was shut down very, very quick, but he still goes out there anyway. Cornwall takes the mark just inside the defensive 50 for Corio. Looking at options down the ground. Green gives him a lead, but he goes a bit shorter and finds Anderson. Anderson now plays on immediately, swings on the right foot, goes in the middle, looking for Dorr, but doesn't find him. Elzinger does a great job, chops it off, goes in short, turns the ball straight back over. So not pretty football for a couple of seconds there. Ball goes long now. That was by Hume. Out wide there, nice grab taken. Plays on quickly up here, looking for Toby Bennett. Spiller gets the effective spoil, but Bennett was good enough to pick the ball back up, swings on the left foot, goes long down the line. Leading the race to the ball is Bath. Keeps it in front of himself, does well. Picked up by Elzinger, who there sends the ball back whence it came, but Hume is standing there on his own for Corio. Centre wing, clubroom side of the ground. Nearly ticked over 20 minutes, his final Morris final quarter. He turned the ball straight over to Nick Peters, who didn't have to move. So he handballs the ball to Spiller. Spiller goes very, very short, looking for Link Peters. Does well to control the footy. Now to pick it up. Gets the handball away to Battaglia. Battaglia on the left. Chopped off by Jelenic. Not a great kick. I don't think they went 15 either, Grub, somehow.
More close.
Anyway, Jelenic plays on now. Runs around the man on the mark, looking for targets up the ground. Goes long. That's a great kick, isn't it? That's a fantastic kick. Finds Smith. Smith about 55 out from goal. Swings on the left foot. Looking for Bennett in the middle. He's not going to drop that. Despite the pressure from Elzinger coming on. Joel Bennett now 35 out, probably kick from 40, looking at his third for the afternoon to match his brother, and the ninth for Corio. Maybe one of the targets they had, Grub, was to win the quarter.
Well, that's the only target they really had.
Right.
That's
Joel
a
Bennett,
50
he's
metre
paid
penalty.
50 again. I didn't say that was 4, so you can put that one down, I would have thought. So Joel Bennett should kick his third for the afternoon. What if this will go on a Purnell Road like his brother? Yep.
He's got the 9-9.
Yeah, he got the 9-9. He's lobbed it in. So that is the third goal for the quarter for Corio. Third goal for Joel Bennett. Corio moved to 9-6-60, trailing Bannockburn, who are 28-128. We've gone 21 minutes. Morris Finance final quarter scoreboard.
Well, a really good mark, but I want to take you back about 3 minutes ago when he took the mark out on the other side of the ground. He actually stopped, used his body and went forward, and that's just absolute class, that is. That's, just unbelievable. And we know he's a great player and will be one of the big favourites for the Neville Whitley medal. He might be taking Neville home, you just never know.
Good luck.
Never like that.
With a free beer in it, he would.
Back in the middle we go once again. Hammond doing the ruck work. Green over the top once again. Hammond gets a second option at it. Goes into the hands of Cornwall. Try to get the handball back inside. Battaglia gets the ball out. Goes to Hose. Hose fed it further afield. Back to Elzinger. Back to Hose. Runs inside 50. Looks up. That's a nice looking kick straight into the hands of Alford, who's standing there and waiting. And he can go back and try and kick his third goal of the afternoon. So some good teamwork there from the young ones.
The young ones. Huh?
The young ones.
Neil, Vivian.
Jules.
Jules.
So Bailey Alford, as I said, has 2 for the afternoon, comes in, kicks at goal number 3, and that is pretty good also. He has got his 3rd of the afternoon, and 21-8 now, Bannockburn 9-6 to the Corio side. We've done 22.5 for Morris Finance final quarter scoreboard.
Are they close to winning the quarter, Spider?
Scores at level, mate. They both kicked 3-1.
Okay, well that's not a bad effort because it could quite easily be 9-0 the way the game's going. They could have run away Bannockburn, but maybe they took their foot off the pedal. Like I said, they might, but I don't know. I think we better give more credit to the Devils boys for hanging in there and not throwing in the sponge.
You're probably right, mate. You're probably right.
So back with the umpire again in the middle of the ground. Both ruckmen have been at it all day in there. Ball from that ruck contest. Elzinger had it. Ball comes out. Goes into the hands of Cornwall. Goes over the top. Has Doyle in some space. Now needs to get the handball away, but he's able to shrug the tackle. Goes after it and gives the handball outside. Goes to Green. Probably has his first kick of the afternoon, but had plenty of tap outs. There's a holding decision, and it's going to go to Joel Bennett once again. So he's going to go back from about 30 metres out, almost directly in front, and he can kick his 4th of the afternoon. Joel Bennett will kick from probably 35 out. We said distance won't be any problem here. Comes in, kicks that goal. Looks pretty good off the boot. He has his 4th of the afternoon, and now they have Corio's 10th. They are 10-6. They trail Bannockburn on 21-8, and we have gone almost 24. Morris Finance final quarter scoreboard.
And that puts in front on the Morris Finance scoreboard
It does.
too for this quarter.
I think they were in front anyway. I think I missed putting a goal down there that Jack Hall kicked, I think. So
there you go.
So they've kicked 5 for the quarter by my reckoning, Dale. Is that about right?
Yep.
That's what I thought. So, yeah. So they're in front. They've kicked 5-1 to 3-1, mate, this quarter. So...
Well, that's a small win in the battle. Will not quite win the war, but...
Well, they've kicked 9-9. Both sides kicked 9 goals after half time, so...
they've pulled it back a little bit on the Morris Finance score. But if you wanted some money, go and see Martin Carter at Morris Finance.
Ball's in the air. Green wins the tap down there. Picked up... was that by Cornwall? No, ball comes free. Kefi runs through. Does very, very well on the left foot there. Not a great kick. Scrubs along the ground. Bath tries to keep the ball in front of him. Does very, very well in front of Smith. A bit of support coming in. No, Kefi picks the ball up, handballs it back, picked up by, who was that had the flying shot at goal? Missed. Through for a minor score was Smith, who had a flying shot at goal for Corio. So 5-2 they've kicked for the quarter now. He's first behind. So ball to be brought back in. Ball to be brought back in now. Short pass on. Nice little kick there. So Hayden Spiller takes the mark. Still in defensive 50 for Bannockburn. 40 metres out from goal. He goes sideways. Ball, did that carry? No, I didn't think it did either. So quickly turn around. Nice little kick in. Chopped off nicely there by, was that by Clyden? Clyden did a good job there. Handballs the ball over the top. Bennett picks it up, feeds the ball out wide again. Short little pass in here and looking for and finding Smith. So some good signs, Grub, late in the game.
Yeah, look, I don't want to take any of the credit away from him, and it's been a fantastic effort this last quarter, but it is quite obvious that Bannockburn aren't applying the pressure and doing the hard running and the hard tackling that they did for the first 3 quarters, but that doesn't matter. He's still got to keep going, and the side that keeps going will reap the benefits.
So Smith comes in, left foot kick, goal umpire barely moves, so Trent Smith has his first for the afternoon, has the 6th for Corio for the quarter, the 11th for the game, 11-7-73, trailing Bannockburn, who are 21-8-134. We have gone just over 26 minutes. Morris Finance final quarter scoreboard.
And as I said, it gives Darren and Joel as coaches to get them on the track Tuesday night and instill a bit of confidence into them the way they've played this last quarter. Because, as I say, it's a big game next week against North Geelong. North will be wanting to win that game for their first win of the year, so a little bit more confidence instilled by a really good showing in the last quarter.
So back in the middle here, Green wins that tap down, looking for, but couldn't find Cornwall. Bennett runs onto it, kicks the ball out wide, going backwards. So Jelenic leads the race, picks the ball up now, tries to get around Henderson, can't do it. He's been dragged, gets the handball out. The umpire said you threw it, or incorrect disposal. Ball being kicked down now, wait to return back. So Henderson will take the resultant free kick, almost in front of the Corio coach's box here at Recharge Oval. We've ticked over 27 minutes. This Morris Finance final quarter. So Jack Henderson now to bring the ball back into play. Goes in short, looking for, but not for. Oh, that's a nasty little bounce there for Perkins. But Clifton picks the ball up. Handballs to Perkins. Perkins on the left foot, centering kick. Nice kick. Falls into the hands of Hammond, who's kicked the goal. But the umpire's paid a free kick to Ash here in the goal square. So didn't quite see what that one was for. Anyway, Blake Ash will relieve for Corio. Goes short out there, looking for and finding White. White now plays on quickly, going out there, looking further afield. It didn't hit the target, but Clyde run on the ball but into the boundary line. So we'll have a boundary line throw in. Forward of centre, Bannockburn still in attack. 28 minutes ticked over now. Has been a fairly high scoring last quarter, so we might get to 30, Grub.
Yeah, it looks like it.
So Jai Robinson going to fetch the ball from the car park for the umpire. Ball comes in. Hammond and Green, as they have all day, will contest this boundary line throw in. So ball in now. Hammond tries to work the front, taps the ball down there. Running onto it is Jack Hall. Hall tries to get the ball out. Falls in the hands of Robinson. Robinson just throws it on the left foot. That's a nice looking kick. Perkins takes the mark. Inside 50. Looks like he's going to have a shot at goal here. So, Ryan Perkins. Another one he said the Bannockburn Young Guns Grub. Up and coming side. Up and coming players. So, Ryan Perkins have a shot for goal. His first will be his first for the afternoon. Looking to kick the 22nd for Bannockburn. In he comes now.
Well, he runs out to the
He
right.
ran out to the right. He hasn't scored. So the ball hits the deck. Ball still in play. Handball out by White. Running it out now. It was Ash. He's grabbed in a great tackle. Oh, that might have been a bit high. No, yes, the umpire did see that. So resultant free kick. Advantage has been paid. Ball lands in the hands of Toby Bennett on the far side of the ground. So he brings the ball in towards the centre, looking for and finding Cornwall. Cornwall now looking to play on and move the ball quickly. Does so. Siren has sounded here at Recharge Oval. Final score sees Bannockburn 21-8-134, defeating Corio 11-7-73. Dale, got some goal kickers for us, mate?
Yes, of the 11, the Bennetts have kicked 7. Joel with 4, Toby with 3, 1 each to Smith, Hall, Burns and Taylor. And for Bannockburn, it was Hetherington with 6, 3 to Alford, 2 each to Osborne, Jervis, Hose, Kunska, Henderson, 1 each to Fulton, Peters. Yes, that's it, actually. So that makes about 21. So we're going to take a short break. Come back, we'll go through and get Grubby to cover off everything that's happened here this afternoon. Final scores from around the ground. And hopefully we'll I think we know where we're going next week, but we'll have a bit of a think about it anyway. You listen to 94.7 The Pulse, your home of local football.
And back here at Recharge Oval, seeing the visitors Bannockburn run out convincing winners in the end over Corio. So, Grub, how'd you see that, mate?
Well, in the end, yeah, obviously convincing winners, but 134 to 73 doesn't look quite as bad as it looked like it was going to look for a long time. It was, at one stage it looked like a 100-point plus, but a bit of a combination of just easing up a little bit and the Corio Devils playing it right out till the end, which I know Darren, even though he'd be very disappointed to get beat by that much, he would still be very happy with the way they tried and the way they just had to go. When the pressure goes off, it becomes, as we all know, it becomes a little bit easier. They couldn't get the ball past their 50-metre line. They struggled early when the pressure was on, and when the pressure went off again, they were able to show the skills that they have got. But Bannockburn, well, we'll call Corio for a start. They have one more chance to win another game next week, and they'll go in with a little bit of confidence. Bannockburn, I don't know. Bannockburn, I don't know if they did themselves, well, not themselves favours, but losing big Kieran Fulton, we hope that he's not out for too long, although it looks like probably a concussion. Hopefully, that's
at least
all
a week.
it is. But the week that he misses next week won't matter, but you'd really like him to be playing in that first game of the year. I'll tell you where they have got a problem.
First game of the year. Yeah, for that long, is he?
Finals. But where they have got a problem is that showed up unbelievable today is in the ruck. Like young Hammond, he plays okay around the ground, but he never won a tap out. He got absolutely murdered. And against blokes like Wilson and McLennan and Ren Lovett, they're all probably better tap ruckman than this kid today, although his kid, young Jack Green's improving every week. But you wouldn't want to get absolutely slaughtered in the ruck like he got today because, yes, you can start sharking the opposition's tap outs, but if it's convincing as that, these blokes can put it down their teammates' throats. So that has to be a bit of a worry for Bannockburn. But I do believe Bannockburn probably play the ground better than most sides. So they've proved that in the last couple of years.
Yep.
But they did what they had to do today. And I think had they not taken off their foot off the pedal, they probably could have won by a fair bit more. But look, there were some good kids at Corio. I thought Doyle was pretty good for most of the day. Jack Hall, a bit disappointing today, but he's been good. Toby Bennett was good. Joel Bennett was good. There was a couple more too. I should have had my notes. But Bannockburn, it's going to be awfully hard to give votes because Bannockburn had blokes chipping in all day.
They did.
And like I had young Beardsaw across the line at half time, and I don't think he touched hardly the ball in the second half. Whether he went off injured or not, I just don't know. It's so hard. I mean, young Hose, he came in and did some nice things, but he wasn't there for 4 quarters. Jai Robinson, he's got that habit of doing that now, Jai. Some of the things he does for a while, I think, gee, he's playing well, and then he just wanders out of the game, which today there's an excuse for it because everybody else on his team had the ball. They all had a fair bit of the ball. And that's good for finals because obviously you need the ball in your hands more than the opposition to win a finals game. Look, we know Elzinga can play, but I thought the things that he did were good. He probably didn't quite do enough today. The 2 Battalias, I thought they played pretty well for most of the day. Ryan Bowden and Luke Bowden, those blokes down back are always solid, and they've only had, that many goals have kicked against them, so they've done their job. The bloke I liked when the game was there was Aidan Osborne. I thought he had a fantastic first half, but again, he didn't have a great second half. I don't know. I just think they've got to play a lot better than that to win finals.
All right. Well, while we think about who we're going to give our votes to, as you said, it's going to be pretty tough. We'll go around the grounds. Inverleigh 17-17, 119, leading North Geelong 4-7-31. Winchelsea 12-9, defeated Geelong West. So 12-9-81, defeated Geelong West 3-9-27. Belpost still 13-10, have defeated Belmont 2 goals 10-22, so 11 goals there. East Geelong 20 goals 10-130, have defeated Werribee Central's 8-5-53. And Thompson 29-12, lead Anarchy 5-9-39. So, votes, gentlemen, will be interesting.
Oh, it's too hard today. I think I might just go to the yards on the way home and eat
yourself.
Told we should have ourselves at night at the yard.
We should have. Well, Dale, I'm going to put the acid on you first, mate.
Yeah, well, I'll go first. I thought Josh Gunskritz in our forward today played a pretty good game. He had Toby Bennett as an opponent early in the game. He was clean with his marking ability, and he kicked a couple of goals himself. I'm giving 2 votes to Callum Hetherington. Again, not only 6 goals, but when he plays around the ground, he's as good as anybody below his knees, and was very, very clean. And finished off his work today, which was probably a little bit poor the last time we saw him. And for me, the best player on the ground again was Nick Peters. I thought he had a lot of the ball early on when the game was there to be won. He's very smart in and around the contest, gets in and out of trouble, and uses the ball exceptionally well.
Grub, have you got a decision?
No, not yet.
All right. Well, I'll go there. I gave 1 to Callum Hetherington for his 6, and also you're right, Dale. He was very good around the ground. I didn't give Josh Kunchka 1. I gave 2 to Hayden Spiller. I thought his game down across centre half back was very, very, very good.
Did he play?
You've got to put your glasses on, mate. You really do. You really do. And I agree with you, Dale. I thought Nick Peters was far and away the most consistent player on the ground. I don't think he had a fade out at any stage, except when he wasn't on the ground, Grubby. So he got my 3 votes as well.
I didn't give him a vote because I thought his disposals today were poor. Very, very poor.
He just does that to piss us off, you know that.
You know, I reckon he watches the replay tomorrow and listen to how stupid he sounds. That's what he does.
I wanted to put him in, but a lot of those possessions were scrubber kicks, and he doesn't normally do that. So I wanted to. I would have loved to have put Jack Green in.
Yep, I guess I could have nearly snuck him in for
I
it.
agree.
But the only reason I couldn't is because even though he won every tap out, like a ruckman's supposed to do, he did nothing around the ground. I think you called it the last call, or he had his first kick and a couple of handballs. So for him learning how to play the game, he needs to get a bit more around the ground. But his ruck work was magnificent. I would have loved to give young Doyle a vote if I could. But I just couldn't quite fit him in. However, and I know you will laugh at me, but with probably more touches than anyone else on the ground, Joel Bennett, I've got him down for 33 possessions and 4 goals.
He must have got him after half time, did he?
He got 5, 7, 9, 12. If you want to read it, there it is there.
Yeah.
So that's what he did. He had 12 till half time, and then got up to 30. He got 9 and 11 or something in the second half. So, but to me, that many. I know we're expecting him to get 40 possessions and be miles the best on the ground. And sometimes when he doesn't, people go, "Oh, he didn't play that well." But 33 touches, and they'll have him down for a whole lot more. I can tell you.
You can't see.
No, they cheat. But I didn't count kickouts for a start, and they do. But I thought he got my 1 vote. I gave 2 votes to Josh Kunchka because I thought he was terrific all day. And I gave 3 votes to Callum Hetherington, who I think he's got so much potential. I think you blokes overrate him a little bit. I know Ronnie does. He says he's a superstar, and he well might be at one stage. But he's still learning the game, but I thought his effort today was a real good effort, and I gave him the 3 votes.
Well,
and he will win the dinner for 2.
Okay, fine. Grubby's he's got votes from all of us, but you know
he will win the dinner.
A 2 and a 1 and a 3. Nick Peters also got 6.
He will win the winner.
So you give it to Callum Hetherington because you gave him 3 votes?
No, because Nick won it 3 weeks ago, and I'm not sending him again.
Okay, fair enough then, mate.
Well, it's that close, we can do that.
You can do whatever you like, mate. Yeah. You're the one that gives it out.
Yeah, Daryl Jarvis told me I can do that.
Did he?
No.
Did he really?
No.
You can do whatever you like, mate. You're the man with the vouchers, buddy. So I thought Nick Peters would be easy to spell for you, though, mate. So you know. Anyway,
well, what's
Grubby's player of the day is Callum Hetherington from Bannockburn. Kicked 6-1, had plenty of touches around the ground too. So I thought we might have seen him go in the ruck for a little while to give him a bit of drive out of there, but obviously they just stuck with Hammond.
Well, as I said, that's probably I think if Kieran Fulton had stayed on the ground, it may have gone in there to cut him out just to give him a bit of a spell. But again, when they get to St Albans, it's going to be a big job for Mitchie Hammond to do that all day by himself. So he's going to need some sort of relief at some stage. I don't think any other player in the competition will ruck all day, but they're going to have some cutouts. But we know what it's like. But they've got some options, Fulton being one, Hetherington being one. But again, I think over the summer, if Bannockburn are going to go recruiting, that's what they need to find.
And St Albans won their second game, mate. Won 2 in a row, beat North Shore by 2 points.
They were miles down at one stage, weren't they?
Oh, they were. Yeah, they were 15, 20 points down at one stage, but
yeah.
They've come back and won the game. So, anyway.
In saying that, the way we saw, all right, they had a big win and it was a little bit easier. But in saying that, and I know, and you're right, they might have to do it, but do you reckon it takes away from his performance with Callum Hetherington? Like, he's not a natural ruckman.
He doesn't like to play there either.
No, and
No.
he's not a natural
Look,
ruckman.
I think last year, Grub, in the final, he played off a wing or a half forward or something. I don't think he actually played forward for some of those times either. I think he's a runner. Like he can travel the ground. And that's his advantage. As I said, he gets out amongst the middle of the ground. And that we always talk about that link-up player at St Albans being that extra player you need to bring the ball into the forward line and run and carry. He's the ideal person to play up the ground. But again, then you take him away from there, you've got to replace him. So, interesting.
Well, I think they're the fifth ranked side going in.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah,
And
they are.
probably deserve to be that. They've had a good year, but they deserve to be that. I just think watching that game today, for them to win and beat those other sides, him and Kunchka have to kick the majority of the goals with Fulton.
Yep.
If they've got three-pronged attack like that, but unfortunately with young Mitch Hammond in the ruck, they're not going to have a three-prong. But I just don't reckon you should be taking Callum Hetherington out of there and putting him in the middle for too long. I don't mind 3 or 4 or 5 minutes here at a time. Maybe they can develop a system where Fulton goes in for 5 minutes, where maybe even Kunchka, but you don't want to take him out there for too long and get him off his game.
Well,
He's got to stay there.
if Fulton's there, he would have gone on the ruck today. I've got no doubt at all because, as you said, Green won every tap out. And even when Hammond tried to use his body, he just had that long reach that went over the top.
Yeah.
So,
Well, I have got doubts. I have got doubts whether they put Kieran in the ruck, because every time I've thought, well, Kieran's got to go in the ruck, Ronnie hasn't done it. Right? He's very reluctant to do it.
no, understandably too.
And the fact that Green won every tap out and didn't have really any effect on the game, I'm not sure whether he would have done it again today.
Maybe not.
That's their main problem. I don't know if McEwen Walsh is playing. I don't think he's playing. I don't think he was selected this week. I'm not sure.
And their senior side at Inverleigh.
Yeah.
I think he was.
Was he?
Yeah,
He's played the last couple.
So they got a couple of ruckmen. Belpost Hill have got the same problem.
Mm-hmm.
Once Big Ren goes out, they really haven't got anybody, unless they rob Peter to pay Paul and put Timmy Barton in there.
McEwen Walsh didn't play.
No, I didn't think he did. He wasn't selected. So, Thompson have got probably the best ruckman in the comp, but they got blokes like Jordan Cam that can go in and do a good job.
Yep.
So, a lot of it. But then again, I've seen sides go out and get completely beaten in the ruck and win the game easy. So are ruckmen that
Happened today.
it happened today? Are they that important?
I think when you're talking about that, someone like Ren Lovett, who does a lot of work around the ground, I mean, you touched on it early, Grubby. It's fine to win every tap out, but you've got to have presence around the ground, and Ren does that.
He does that, but can he do it for a fair, reasonable time on St Albans? That's going to find the big fella out.
He's not as young as he was when he used to do it.
He's not as fit as he used to be either. So
He runs a lot of laps at Belpo still, mate, so he's reasonably fit.
Yeah.
But anyway, so where we go next week, boys?
Belpo Still Thompson. We won't even go through the games, I don't think.
Where's that being played? That's
at Belpo still, mate.
Oh, it's at Belpo still, is it?
Yeah. So you got
It's like
Bannock.
you told me, because I thought it was a Thompson for some reason. I don't know
No,
what.
I actually
Well,
did
you
too.
go there if you want and have a beer with Mitch.
Well-
let Mitch talk absolute rubbish like
Because he will. There's no doubt about that. They've got their big Hall of Fame dinner next Saturday night too, the Thompson boys.
I reckon they should put Mitch in that Hall of Fame somewhere along the line behind Frank Collard. But, next week, boys, we're going to need your tips for the Whitley Medal.
Okay.
All right?
Rightio.
Think about it during the week,
Yep.
and we'll have a tip on the Whitley Medal.
Rightio.
And maybe even our tips for the grand final.
Oh, there we go.
What do you reckon?
Yeah, okay.
Steelo, just wait your bloody turn, will you? I'm not ready. I can hear you there. All right.
All right, that's it for us. Recharge over. We're going to Belpost Hill next week. Steelo, Belpost Hill, Thompson at Myers Reserve versus Thompson at Myers Reserve. You can,
Fairhaven Homes, Lifeline. Come on.
Buckley's Entertainment
Buckley's
Centre,
Entertainment
Morris
Centre,
Finance.
Morris Finance.
Is there an echo in here?
And the pubs. For God's sake, get in there tonight. It'll be beautiful at the Comnafine, at the Yards, and at the Great Maurice Hotham Hotel.
You're going to say the Great Western then?
The Great Western and Corio Bay Health, mate. Don't forget them.
Don't forget them like I just did.
You have been listening to the GDFNL broadcast game of the day live on the Pulse, your home of local football.